For time wasting, he plays it down the right channel, gives it straight to the goalkeeper Terracciano. He's going to toss it back into the opposition half. The referee still hasn't blown the whistle. 97 minutes played, forward and away by Naif again. Over the halfway line it goes. Fiorentina can't get the ball into West Ham's half at the moment. Terracciano will kick it long. It's away by Thomas Soucek, who's gone back to help out the defence. Bonner's in there as well. There's almost 4 centre-halves on the pitch now for David Moyes. The ball's played out left. Fornals plays it against the defender. A free kick is given over on the far side, and West Ham have one more set piece to defend. Christian Baraghi over on that far side leaves it for Bonaventura, who got the equalising goal. 97 minutes, 40 seconds have been played. Surely this is the last action of the game. There was only 5 allotted. West Ham scored in the final minute of the game. This is the free kick. This is the moment of supreme concentration. Terracciano, the goalkeeper, comes up into the penalty area. Alphonse Areola completely comes out and misses it, but it goes behind and away for a goal kick anyway. And then there's a bit of pushing going on involving Nico Gonzalez, and that's it! The referee blows the full-time whistle. No one is bursting this West Ham bubble. Its legacy is ironclad. West Ham win the Europa Conference League. The players drive onto the pitch in a blur of jubilation, knees sliding towards their support at the far end of the ground. An historic night for West Ham United is complete. For the club of Bobby Moore, Alvin Martin and Trevor Brooking, the crowning glory for Declan Rice, Jared Bowen and Mikel Antonio. 15 games, 14 wins, 1 draw. They have completed the conference unbeaten. European finals don't come around too often. If you're West Ham United, it may not come around again for a while. So listen, feel it. This means something.
Mum, I'm Moyes in.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you are.
Evening all. Evening all.
Evening everyone.
Welcome to the Sunday night booze up or tea up here on Claret and Booze. I'm Gary. That's John. That's Micky.
Wow.
Nick has nipped down the chemist. I think his boy's got a bit of a bug, so he's going to get some medicine. And yeah, so that's it. We had it was an exciting day yesterday. But anyway, let's catch up on the weekend. John, how's your weekend been? Can you hear me, John?
Yeah, all good. Apologies if my internet's playing up, but yeah, it's all football, mate. All football. Freddie had a game today. Leighton Orient beat Cambridge, so all good.
8-2, wasn't it? Very good result. Good result.
Yeah, 8-2. Fairly comfortable win.
Just sneaked it.
Fairly
Just sneaked it.
win.
Yeah. Weren't playing a low block then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
All
for it.
John, you're having a few problems with your internet, and I think it'll sort itself out later. Micky, over to you. How's your weekend been?
Yeah, like normal Sunday for me, really. Very quiet, nice, chilled out. And yeah, nice, really.
You do proper fuck all?
Again, yeah, well, it's been a very, very busy week, to be fair to you. So it's like recharge the batteries if she's needed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
It is.
I've done nothing this weekend. I tried to start on Shed 2 a couple of times. I sort of done a little bit. Hour later, I found myself just being lazy. I was a lazy weekend. Need one every now and then, don't you?
Yeah.
But I've still got loads of holiday days to take from. I've got to cram them in before Christmas. Don't know how I'm going to do it. But anyway, is what it is. Let's talk briefly about West Ham. I mean, Nick will be here in time for the player reviews, apparently. So he reckoned it'd be about 20 minutes. So so the game yesterday. Yeah, go on.
No, just saying, why'd you got his golf club in front of me? You're talking about this mic. It is new, so and it's very bright, isn't it? So
it's glowing, Micky. Glowing.
It's glowing.
So look, the game yesterday, it was a strange one, wasn't it? I mean, it was a great ending. We all loved it. It was, Kudu was he just got hold of it, didn't he? He seemed to. I don't know what happened there. I think I watched that bit back a few times, and I think what happened was, Mabama when he came on, there was a lot of movement from Mabama, unlike Danny Ings, right? And I think what he did was there was so much movement that they had to assign a defender to him to follow him. And I think with Danny Ings, they were just keeping him under control. He weren't even moving, was he? Really? So you couldn't say put in a shift. And I think what happened there was he took one of the two defenders away from Kudu, and suddenly Kudu found himself with only one defender to run at. But having said that, the first goal, he beat 4 players.
Yep.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he turned it on, didn't he?
He did. But anyway, for the rest of the game, let's start from the beginning.
Do we have to?
Well, look, we all sat there and watched it on telly, and I had like cocktail sticks keeping my eyes open. I thought it was a bad performance. What do you think?
Oh, it was a terrible performance. I said to you, didn't I, in the chat? I said that because I've just finished work and I got in.
Yeah.
And quite looking forward to it. But then I was struggling to keep my eyes open to watch it. Obviously, I'm glad I did towards the end, but it was just a bad, another boring game. I've got to say another, because there has been boring games, and that was just another one of them. We've done nothing of sort for 85 minutes, and then Kudos just flicked the switch on and come alive and sorted it. And you are right with the Mbama. He had runs, like he was making their defence think a little bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Movement. So yeah, you are right. It was a big changer.
Yeah. So John, how did you find the game up until the Kudos intervention?
Look, I'm half glass full kind of guy, but it was absolutely woeful. There's no getting away from it. And what I'm finding infuriating at the minute is that you're not allowed to be happy with the 3 points, but pissed off with the performance. Because at the end of the day, the performance was shocking. There's no getting away from it. And you can dress it up as you like. And yes, 3 points are welcome. Of course they are. We're not going to say no to 3 points. But we should not be shit-assing victories against teams like Burnley. That's my opinion. I love shit-assing a win against the Arsenals, the Chelseas, the Spurs, because it rubs their nose in it. We've played shit, mate. We've still beat you. But we shouldn't be doing that. No disrespect. We should not be doing that with teams like Burnley.
No, I agree. We're sitting deep, and we do it against everybody. It's just one size fits all, isn't it? Don't matter who we play against. We play exactly the same way. I just don't understand it. Surely, with the quality of player we've got, if we'd have set up in a slightly different formation yesterday, we wouldn't be relying on a last-minute winner. You know, it shouldn't be happening. We should have been 3 or 4-0 up against a team like that, rooted at the bottom of the table, with us sat in, what were we before the game? 9th, 11th, something like that. 9th after the game. Yeah, it was pathetic. And look, I just got to say one thing, and again, before Nick gets here, because he'll probably get a bit emotional, but Twitter / X is a fucking cesspit, right? Yeah, it really is. And you know, just for sent a few tweets out afterwards, you know, basically all through the game, I was sending tweets saying, "Oh, this is crap," and then at the end, come on, let's nick one, and then when we nick one, come on, let's nick the winner. So I was like all the way through. At the end, I basically said that was crap. Delighted with the 3 points, because of course I am. But yeah, I've had so many people respond and sort of say, "Oh, you're not proper West Ham. You're not proper West Ham. You're not a West Ham supporter." You know, just because I don't like David Moyes, and just because I didn't like the way that game panned out yesterday. And look, I ain't gonna share any names, because that's the publicity they want, right? Yeah. But like in the last couple of weeks, as a result of, and this is me and Nick, right? As a result of sending out tweets about David Moyes, we don't like him, right? Sorry, don't like him. He's limited. If you can't see that, you're not trying to see it. You don't want to see it. But anyway, rather than just disagreeing, they'll just call you. They'll fucking call you a name or get personal straight away, or say you're not West Ham, or say you're not this, and say you're not that. And last couple of weeks, I mean, look, last week, I think a few death threats, people wishing cancer on us. This week, some little fucking no mark took the piss out of my mum. Our mum, me and Nick. You know, we lost our mum in 2015. We love our mum. Someone doing something like that, I'm sorry, you wouldn't do it to my face, right?
No.
and having a go at my wife as well. All because I had an opinion on David Moyes. It's another thing you want to do to me face, right? So, these fucking warriors behind keyboards.
The thing is, if you love football, you appreciate that football is a game based on opinions, and if you're not prepared to, agree to disagree, that's what football's about. That's why we love it. That's why we debate about it. Me and Nick don't disagree on a lot of things to do with football, but we respect each other's opinion, take the piss out of each other about it, and move on. There's no point getting personal. I just generally don't get it myself. But...
Honestly, there's no winning with these people. They're warped, right? They're warped. They don't. There's no line for them. They just cross the line and go further and further just to get likes, right? That's what they do. I was told by someone that this person had said these things, and so I said, "Look, oh fuck, I've only muted him. I ain't blocked him." And so clearly he could see my tweets, and he was responding to my tweets without me being able to see him.
Oh, right,
and so I blocked him, and then I asked people. I put a tweet out there. I said, "Look, DM me with anything you've seen here because I want to see it." Right? And I got a few things through, and it was sickening. Right? It was sickening. And basically what he did was, because I've removed that tweet now. I just said, "Look, this person's been insulting, my mum, my girlfriend, whatever, my wife or other," and I want to see what he was saying. And I didn't want to fucking unblock him and look through his posts. I wanted to keep him blocked, right? So what he's done on the other side is he's posted exactly the same tweet as I posted with his name in there, accusing me of having a go at him. And then these silly fuckers are responding to him going, "That is out of order. He's bullying you. He's having a go at your missus." These people, honestly, they're fucking sick. They're another level. They really are.
But the minute you sort of acknowledge it, that's what they get a kick out of. And then
exactly. They love it. They love it.
Because little people, warrior trolls who wouldn't say nothing to you face to face, little mugs.
That's right, Mickey. And you know what he did? He mentioned the channel on there as well, because that is how they get their little bit of fame, right? Their little bit of fame. When they get a little bit of notoriety, they've had a falling out with someone on the channel, right? Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't care.
Fuck them all. Fuck them all.
And tonight, someone's responding to Nick saying, some people are going to give you a slap Harvard when you see you over West Ham. So, all right, whatever. I ain't going to fucking stop going to see West Ham, am I?
No one will fuck with me when I walk over there because I'm tough as fucking now.
Oh, that's the thing, right? I'm not having people on Twitter trying to scare me away from going to see West Ham.
Mate,
I always go and see West Ham. It's what I do.
Listen, yeah, exactly that. It's what you do. We go to the games. We review the games. Everyone's got a difference of opinion on here, slightly maybe, and all that.
Yeah.
And if you can't respect that, then, listen, none of this is going to make us millionaires. We don't earn any money from it. We don't want to be famous. People say things to me like, "Yeah, but when you put yourself on YouTube and that, you're going to get a bit of that." And I'm like, "Well, that doesn't make it right, does it?"
No, it don't. It don't.
I mean, I haven't had anything personal aimed at me. Only things like square head, Lego head, things like that. I can take that.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff used to have had particularly is personal, and it don't even affect me personally, but it does affect me because it's fucking bang out of order. But
yeah, it's disgusting. And then when you said about someone message, and I see that message about they're saying about Nick. The difference is Nicky's doing like a show that is opinion based. Yeah, they're not doing opinions. They're just being nasty pricks for the sake of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not an opinion. It's just being a prick, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is, right? It's not funny really, but this is the hard truth. I've been following West Ham home and away for donkey's years, right? I've been sat next to fucking whole rafts of different people, stood next to the rafts of different. I've never fallen out of a West Ham fan. Face to face, never, not once, right? Yet this little ecosystem, this little echo chamber that's going on in Twitter is trying to create a fucking divide, isn't it? But anyway, fuck them. I'm going to football. So if you want to tell me how you feel, see you there. All right. Anyway,
if anyone wants to try and punch my head, you're a fucking brave man, I tell you.
Well, you won't fucking miss it, though, will ya?
What are you getting involved?
Yeah, I don't know what they did before social media. I think they were like playground bullies. I think that's what they were, and I think they're getting their little kicks because many of them are also very young.
Most of them was in that.
Well, disappointingly, a few of them are not that young. right? A few of them, if you look at their profiles, they've been around for fucking years, right? Probably my age, but the majority are. And and when I see someone who's like my age with that sort of fucking opinion, I think, oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, look, it is what it is. But I think I'm gonna, you know, I'm just not gonna bother with Twitter anymore. It is a cesspit. And,
look at this troll. Look at this troll. Fucking trolling me. You're as bad as all of them. Yeah. Fucking Oaksy, you bastard.
And I realise that's what they want is for us not to use Twitter. So he's playing into the rounds, but honestly, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with it. I can't be bothered. All right. So so we just carry on doing our YouTube. We enjoy doing YouTube. Anyway, look, back to the game. Enough of that shit. Essentially, we all thought it was a pile of crap. It was boring. It was dull. Burnley were all over us. They were swarming all over us, weren't they? And they had, I posted some highlights into the WhatsApp group today. They had 5 good chances. 5 good chances. 1 penalty that should have been. 1 penalty that was. One that had a shot. I mean, one was with Aguerd, who made a mistake over on the far side, got robbed of the ball. One, JWP, just got pushed really easily to the ground. And another mistake by Soufal. 5 decent chances with a striker, with a good finisher. Yeah, fucking 1-on-1, a fast player versus Zuma. If that guy had had anything about him, rather than actually playing into Zuma's hands, he could have got a decent shot away, right? Yeah. It was, and you don't expect that from us with our team of superstars, very expensive superstars. We're struggling and under the cosh against the bottom team in the league, which is an assembled mess of championship level and kids.
Yeah. I think what I said this to Micky the other week, and he hadn't seen much of Burnley, so he was a bit like, really? But Burnley, the thing is with Company, he's taught them to play a certain way. He changed the whole ethos of Burnley, as we know, under Sean Dyche, right?
Yeah.
And some people say it's naive. Some people say it's whatever, irresponsible, but he's still got them trying to play that way. And the reason they are so ineffective is because they have nothing up front. They're toothless up front. So, you know, they do play fairly good football. And I know that sounds ridiculous because of where they are in the league. Yeah. I know it sounds ridiculous, but they try and play a good brand of football, right? Now, I'm not for any stretch of imagination. People went to me yesterday on Twitter, and I don't use Twitter that much. Would you rather be Burnley or West Ham? Well, I'd rather be West Ham, obviously, because of where we are in the league. But what I was trying to get what I was trying to get across was that Burnley were playing fairly good football. And I know they was going to play fairly good football yesterday. And we wasn't playing fairly good football. We was absolutely inept. Yeah. And that's what the thing is. And I knew Burnley would give us, if we went there with that mentality that we did yesterday, which we sort of knew would happen, I knew Burnley would, you know, be on top for some parts of the game. And they were.
I think Nick made a good point yesterday, right? And that was, if things was playing for them, if things was playing for them, they probably would have won, right?
Maybe Fox in the box a bit more, yeah.
Well, that's what they needed. They needed a finisher, didn't they? They've got nobody to finish. I mean, literally, they run out of ideas when they get to the 18-yard box, don't they? But yeah, look,
right for them, you know, in January. I think if he went Burnley, I think he could be good for them.
I think so as well. And I think they'd pay a couple of million for him, wouldn't they? Get a massive wage off the wage bill. I think what Moyes said about, because Mabama, I thought it was fucking lovely. Let me mute Nick. He's talking in the background. Hold on.
Close him out of your room.
Hold on, mute. Right, there you go. Can't hear him anymore.
Closed his missus out of the room. That's disgusting.
I've got to say, the away fans yesterday were fucking magnificent, right? Because I've been up at Burnley and lost, and I know you're right next to a right raucous bunch of arseholes, right? Because they put you right in the, you know, and I was actually 1 seat away from them last time I was there and we lost. And they spend 90 minutes just taking the piss. And it's really hard to take, you know, really hard to take. So I know what sort of mood you lot would have been in, but you sang all the way through, even losing to the fucking to the worst team in the league, sang all the way through. I heard you singing Mabama is one of our own. And also there was another Mabama song as well, but getting behind that boy, it seemed to really give him a lot of confidence when he came on, didn't it? I hope that helped him anyway.
It can only help him. And did you see his interview after? He couldn't stand still. He was like bouncing around as he was talking. He was like, he was like like an excited kid at Christmas. He looked really excited.
He comes across as such a lovely kid, doesn't he? He really does.
He does. But I think going back to the fans, I think the fans, for all the pain that they went through, the same worse pain than what we went through throughout that game. There's nothing better than getting that feeling at the end, to sort of get over the line like we did. So that it made it all worth it for them, big time.
Yeah, cool. The late winner. There's nothing better than a late winner.
No,
you know what I mean?
Especially when you don't deserve it. To a degree.
But like I said before you come on, Nick, I don't mind. I love shithouse in a win against the big teams. But when you shithouse a win against Burnley, initially you enjoy it, but then when you look at it, you think, fuck me, we should not be shithousing wins against teams like that.
No,
exactly.
We did really. Look, let's face it. I know we had probably 20 minutes, but we did similar against Nottingham Forest. It was 2 corners that kind of won that game for us, really. It weren't as bad as that.
I felt we was more on top against Forest, though, overall.
Yeah, weren't as bad as that. Weren't as bad as that.
Yesterday. No, yesterday
no way. It was awful. But
I think we deserved a draw against Forest, and we deserved to lose yesterday. Basically, that was the difference, right?
Yeah.
But the canned answers that come out, and I understand this because it's what you say, isn't it? And that is it's a good sign of a great side to win when you're playing badly. And you normally use that in a different context for a different team who are good all year, and then they play bad, and then they go and play badly and pick. They play well all year and they win, and then they have a game where they play badly and then they win. But it's a different context. Is this, Nick? It was used with like Man United and Arsenal when they were pissing the league, and then they'd have one off day where they have fucking 20 shots and don't score, and then they nick one at the end, right? It wasn't about us, was it?
It weren't at all. And look, it's running sort of very deep in the fan base now, because we're going to go into Micky's got a talking point that we'll go to after we've done the player ratings. That's going to address this, but it's. And look, every single fan has got the right to think however they want to think. I'm not going to. The only time I'll go back is when people call me a fucking idiot for the way that I think. Yeah. So then I'm going to go back at them. But you're entitled to think how you want to, but it doesn't mean I understand it. It doesn't mean I understand it. I don't really.
No.
I don't understand how anyone could watch that and be happy with that. I don't. I can understand feeling relieved.
Yeah, but this is what I was trying to say, Nick. You separating the two. This is what I'm saying. You are allowed to be happy with the 3 points, but you are also allowed to be unhappy with the performance.
Of course.
And that's what I've noticed. But that's what I've noticed on Twitter. I don't usually get a lot of activity on Twitter, but I put a tweet out yesterday. I had loads of interaction, which I never have.
Yeah.
Only from women usually. But
stop messaging me.
I'm not sure.
Leave me alone, they say.
But people couldn't separate the two that I was trying to say. I wasn't saying I don't want the 3 points. If you read my fucking tweet, I said I'm happy with the 3 points, and people were still going, "How can you not be happy with a win?" And I'm going, "I am." You're allowed to.
All I can think is, because when you do get into a debate with these people now, they go down the line of, but what would you rather do? Would you rather win trophies? And it's like, and this is what I really can't wrap my head around. It's like now they equate David Moyes to guaranteed trophies.
Yeah. He's like a serial winner now.
I think they're going to be heartbroken if we don't win a trophy this fucking year. I do, because it's like,
they're going to be mortified.
I think they truly believe. And look, don't get me wrong. If we don't win a trophy this year, I won't cane Moyes for that, because you can't win trophies every year. There's only so many to go round, But you've got to put it into perspective. We're in a different competition. We're in different competitions this year. It's still possible. Of course, it's still possible. But the likelihood is we won't. I mean, when have we ever done it before? I know we've got into a final after we've won a trophy before, haven't we? I think we made a trend of doing that.
I think that's no. We did it in 64-65. We won the FA Cup and the Cup Winners' Cup. That's the only time we've done it. We've got to we've won a cup and then got to a final in 80-81 and 75-76. We got to the European Cup Winners' Cup final in 76. Won the FA Cup in 75. So yeah, we have done it once and we've nearly done it twice.
Yeah.
Hammers Gary, they definitely watch us on this channel, mate. Just so you know.
Yeah.
They don't watch all the others.
Moyes might have clicked on once. I don't reckon he's ever watched it since.
He see that donkey on his head. He's turned right off.
I bet he was outraged when he saw that donkey on his head, because what did you make of the of the comments after the game about Divin Mbama were, for a start, he looked a bit mortified when he learned that Divin Mbama was 19 rather than 18. So he went, well, how many 19-year-olds do you know that sort of play in the starting lineups for Premier League teams? And he's got a lot of competition, Divin. So why
it's a nonsense argument, isn't it?
But why couldn't he just capitalise on that moment? We've got a kid who we want to sign a contract. He seems really happy, just really. And I know he did give him some praise as well. But why does he always have to caveat the praise? He has to caveat the praise. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he said there's a lot of competition ahead of him. He said the thing about 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, not many of them playing up front in the Premier League. Well, so what, Dave? If he can do a job for us when we've got an injury crisis, so what?
There ain't many.
Set a trend, Dave. Set a trend.
There ain't many balding blokes with no legs that play up front on their own in the Premier League either, is there?
Without wanting to sound dramatic, for God's sake,
Mbama.
I don't know why I find it so hard. Without wanting to sound dramatic, shut up, Micky. I can't take you seriously in that, Micky, for God's sake. Without sounding dramatic, alongside Kudos, he sort of changed the game when he came on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
He changed the dynamic of the game.
Do you know what? He gave us a focal point. I mean, if you look at what he did for us, even from the moment he came on, he started making runs, and there's no coincidence that all of a sudden, it's a twofold thing. I think Kudu came to life. I'm going to say this now. Somebody pointed it out actually on my video that I did yesterday, and they're right because it did coincide. Kudu's coming alive coincided with what's his name? Company taking Koleosho off, who was tracking back a lot and keeping him quiet. And that kind of freed Kudus up because Koleosho was murdering Soufal. So Kudus had to go back and help him quite a lot. The minute he took Koleosho off, that freed Kudus up.
Could probably break going forward.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of a. Look, don't get me wrong. I can understand what Company did. He tried to put a few more defenders on. They've been in front so many times in games this year. He just wanted to get a win. But it kind of played into our hands a little bit. It did, and Kudus was out. Kudus was just fucking outrageous when he shows what he can do when he hasn't got defensive responsibilities. Yeah.
Well, it shows what he's got. What he's got when. I mean, look, I said earlier, shows when he's only got one defender in front of him to run at. But for the first goal, he beat 4 men.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
he's an outstanding player. I mean, you can only
really
look how long it took. It took Paqueta to sort of bed into the Premier League. We ain't seeing the best of Kudu yet. No way. He's going to get better. He's scary, isn't it?
One thing I wanted to hit on because Mr. Mace said it very early on in the chat. Is Paqueta starting to annoy you with these dramatic? I know he has the moments of brilliance and that, but he's got to stop rolling around. It's fucking annoying me. And yesterday I thought he was. I
think he looked fed up for the first. While yesterday he looked like no, I'm not making excuses. I'm not because I don't think there is an excuse for it. But what I mean is I think he cut a figure that looked like he didn't really want to be there initially. Like a lot of his passes were being underhit, overhit, which isn't him at all. He did kind of come alive, I suppose, but he looked fed up. Now look, it ain't right. It's not acceptable. But I've said this before with David Moyes, with players like Paqueta, who has been shoehorned out on the left. You're going to start seeing players drop off and not be as effective. And Paqueta, when he's not on it all the time, is going to piss you off because he's never going to stop trying. He's never going to stop doing those things. But do you know something, though? If you see the show reel back, anything good that we did yesterday, obviously I know Kudus won us a game, but Paqueta was still good.
What happens is he
I'm
tries.
talking about the amateur dramatics of going down so easily.
Oh yeah.
He's never going to stop though, is he? Yeah. That's him, unfortunately.
He's got to stop that. But then again, Soufal did that yesterday as well, didn't he? Do you remember where he's making out he got elbowed in the face or elbowed in the neck or something? He didn't, did he? He got like a little nudge on the back. Went down screaming. I don't like that at all. Don't like to see it with West Ham players, but most teams do it. So I reluctantly accept it in exchange for talent, but I still think, look, listen, that was a great take by Souček yesterday, and effectively he's won us 2 games in a week with last-minute goals, right? So I can't give him anything but credit because he does the role that Moyes puts him on the pitch to do, right? Which is yesterday.
Is anyone else getting feedback, or is it just me?
There's a bit of a crackle going on. What is that?
It
might be your lightsaber, Mickey.
Is it mine?
Yeah, it might be your lightsaber.
Did it only come up? Was it only when I came on, or has it been doing it for the whole show?
No, it's only just started about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't heard it then. What?
Might be me then.
Yeah, because I've been talking for a while, so I don't know why it'd be mine.
No, I think it's Nick. But anyway, the thing I'm trying to say with Paqueta is he tries to do the same things from the left-hand side or just inside the he goes in a couple of yards and he tries to play the same balls that he would be playing if he was in the centre, right? When he's down the left, they kind of know the only possibility is where the ball can be played through the channels, right? When he's in the middle, he could go either way. The guy's 2-footed. It's the element of surprise and it's the early pass and stuff like that, right? You're taking away a lot of his game and a lot of his effectiveness. And every team has 2 players on him, right? Every team has 2 players on him by putting him out on the left. So I still disagree with putting him out on the left. I would move him back into the middle. I'm not saying drop Souček. I'm saying
from my wig. Sorry,
you are going to play Souček pretty much as a second striker.
What the fuck is that? I'm going to mute myself. Hang on. That's driving me mad.
It is imminent.
I don't know.
No, it's still going. It's still going. It sounds like someone got a mobile too close to a mic or something.
No, it's not me. I've just muted myself. Let me mute Mickey a minute. Let's mute this one at a song because this sort of thing fucks me off. Hang on 1 minute.
It might be that thing that Mickey stole from his missus's drawer. Is that Air Songs or a vibrator?
Right, gents, wiggle your bits about. Just make sure it's nothing you're doing on your microphone.
Right.
Oh,
right.
No. It sounded like it sounded like a mobile was too close to something. So check where your mobiles are. Yeah.
I've unmuted Mickey. I think.
Hello.
So. Yeah. I think it's just a bit of crackling. Yeah, that's fine.
One, two,
mate.
1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing.
What do you know? I've moved my mobile over that side, so let's see.
Oh, I
no
know.
one messages you dreamo. Who messages you this time on a Sunday night?
Mickey, you can do a bit of MCing. Do a bit of Joe Two-Ton. Go on.
Yeah.
You don't know me. I'm a decent chap. 5 or 6 cat.
But yeah, but look, let's get into the player ratings anyway because we've got a talking point we want to get into, and we'll go through. This won't take us long to zip through this, and then we'll get onto the big talking point, which I think.
Can I ask a question, please?
Go on, mate.
Why has Mickey got a new feature on the show?
Well, would you like a feature, John?
No, I wouldn't. But I'm just saying, why has Mickey got a talking point?
He's got a question he wants to ask.
What feature? Oh yeah.
He can't. No. He can't be on the show, but then ask questions. He did it last week when he sent a voice note in to answer his own fucking question.
Oh no, he's getting special treatment at Mickey. Special treatment. Nick's grooming him.
Honestly, Gary, this tug of war we're seeing between Mickey and John at the moment. It's honestly.
Hey, you know what? He ain't getting the job at all. Every good he picks up on his
I'm still sitting in the same setup that I sat in 2 years ago, right? Mickey's joined the team. Look, he's got a new cap. He's got a donkey.
He's got a new cap.
He's got a donkey mask. He's already got his claret and boo fucking mug, which I'm still waiting for. He's got
Mickey bought his mug.
Songs.
I should reimburse him, really.
Well, the thing is, though, John, Nick brought this round to me, this new mic. He said, John ain't picked it up yet. You might as well have it.
Oh, he's in there. The big pasty trees watching. Look, he's special, John. You're the original. Mickey, know your place.
Yeah, but the thing I noticed about Doddsy, he picks and chooses who he wants to be friends with next.
Oh,
yeah. He does. Mate.
He's fickle.
He's fickle and he's a flip-flop in every fucking respect. He can't make out what fucking filling he likes and his pasty. He just don't know.
I think he told John the other week that his is the only opinion that he listens to. He offers balance, right?
Yeah.
No, I offer balance. I was making some pasties that day, and he thought. Can I just? He's got the biggest pasty. He's on your side, isn't he?
Can I just finish what I was saying, right? And that is, if you're gonna play Souček, right? Play him as a striker and don't play Ings, right? Might as well. That way we get another midfield berth. Paqueta can move back to the middle. You don't have to have him sitting in an apparent number 10 because he was more or less a second striker yesterday, wasn't he?
Who's that?
Souček. He was playing so high up.
He was, but I do think we've seen what needs to happen. We've all been, every single West Ham fan, even those that are Moyes in and Moyes out, everyone has been saying, get Mabama on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know, he got him on the pitch, and you know something? It was a right thing to do. He was a focal point. He was full of energy. He made runs. I know he didn't touch that ball in the end, but it was his run. That was a reason that went in.
Of course
he caused that chaos, didn't he?
Yeah.
I got 2 mugs.
Mikey, 2 mugs.
Yeah, but should we go into the player ratings anyway, just very
Let's
quickly?
do it.
Yeah,
Let's
let's do the player range before we get onto Mickey's new part of the show. Oh, he's joking.
Right, he's not.
Jim Ferguson, he should write for the Sun newspaper. He has come out with the old classic of "We are all mugs listening." What's the Lego feature for?
No. I clicked that by accident, honestly. Right.
Yeah, of course
okay. Gary, Areola.
Or do I need? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, it's fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah. That noise has stopped now. It must have been a mobile.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Gary, Areola.
Well, I thought he was very good and very assured yesterday. He had made a couple of blinding saves.
Really good.
Really good, especially one down to his left. I thought it was, and he was quite confident coming for crosses and stuff like that. Yeah, good. I give him a 7.
7.
His distribution weren't great though.
You know what though, John? I think his distribution naturally is very, very good. I think he's being forced to do a different type of, time wasting distribution. Yeah.
We saw that when he first came in, John. But you know when he first came in, when we saw the original Areola, he's all about getting the ball out really, really quickly. But you saw him start checking himself and start bouncing the ball. It's like he's been told to wait.
Yeah.
You know, because I've got a throw in him. Have you seen the throw he's got on him?
What was that game? Was it Arsenal where he put that throw out straight to someone in, past the halfway line? I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but it was right on the money. Right on the money.
Yeah.
Did you see the Cruyff turn he tried? Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I nearly shit myself when a goalkeeper starts doing Cruyff turns. I'm like,
oh, don't. Our goalkeeper's broken his finger today, so we put. He's a decent keeper, but he's an outfield player, and he was getting bored in goal, and he basically invited a striker on and did a Cruyff turn as well. I was just like, why are you doing that? Just get rid of it. John Emerson.
I didn't think he was brilliant.
Quiet.
I thought he was quiet. He tried to get forward. He didn't have a great day. He didn't have a great game, to be honest with you. Don't think he deserves a donkey. I'm going to agree with Eastside here actually and give him a 5. Although Ahmet says 7, which I don't know. I don't think.
I wouldn't say a 7.
I'll give him a 5.
He weren't a 7.
He stopped getting forward with.
That's Ahmet's opinion, isn't it?
But he stopped doing what he was doing. Him and Paqueta, that was why I think that left-sided partnership exists. They worked really well together, and he was getting forward on the overlap.
Yeah, I think Emerson's been one of our better players this season, and I just felt that he was below average for what he's done this season. So that's why I've gone for a 5, really. But.
Yeah, I called it. I did say, well, look, you haven't got to be a genius, but I did say before the game, didn't I, on our WhatsApp group? I said when you play Ward-Prowse and Souček in the middle, this isn't attacking either one of them individually, but as a combination, you're giving up control of the game, and that's how it went. We had no control of that game.
We agree. Everyone,
we had no control of it.
100%.
And I think that's why, and that does affect everyone around them. It does. It's fucking painful, but
you can't. But you can't then go. JWP's a shit player.
No.
He's like Souček.
He was shit yesterday. I mean, he was as shit as Souček, but Souček scored a goal, so he obviously gets marked up. But
it's similar circumstance, though, Nick, because Souček's being asked to play a number 10. He ain't a number 10, right? So he looks awkward.
Yeah, but you have to mark them on their performances, though.
Of course you do, but I'm just saying, him and JWP, that is not really not where they should be playing.
Listen,
he looked good later in the game.
Yeah, but listen, Souček's best performance this year, I'm telling you, was that second half against Arsenal, where we played that 3 of Alvarez, Paqueta, and Souček, and they were pressing like maniacs. He was excellent in that game.
Yeah. Well, he'll be
really
good. It
It was a proper performance, and that's what I mean. But anyway, look, Soufal, I thought he was the fucking clown of the game for me. What's his name? Colioso. He did. I said it on the thing. He had him on toast. I done a little poll whether he should be called jam, marmalade, lurpak, or marmite, and someone said marmite because it rhymes with shite. So I don't know what you're.
I like the other one. I can't believe he's not better.
I can't believe he's not better. Yeah, that was good. That was good. But yeah, for me, he's getting a donkey. I mean, I won't go man. I'll give him a 4, but he was shit. Really shit.
He always puts in 100% effort. You can't criticise him for that, but you can see now that he's terrified of pace. For that penalty, yes. Well, first of all, the header.
Yeah, but
against
John
any
would
other
put in
team,
100% effort.
I know. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, you get a minimum score for effort, right? He made a couple of serious mistakes yesterday, Soufal. Number one was he should have given away a penalty. Number two was he helped give the other penalty away because he backed off because he was afraid of the guy with pace. Number 3 was he let that guy get in front of him and get his head on the ball, point blank in front of the goal.
He can't stop.
Any other team, that's a goal.
He's a fullback that can't handle a winger. Yeah. How the fuck does that work?
El Chico disagrees. El Chico disagrees. He says Soufal did nothing wrong. So harsh again, one mistake.
El Chico, I just listed the 3, at least the 3 things he did wrong.
He did, mate.
No, that's wrong. I said in the chat because I thought the first 15 minutes, he looked like he was going to have not such a bad game, but then he just went to shit and just that penalty for me that was never given was more of a penalty than the second one. I thought.
Yeah, because he leant into him, didn't he? His upper body, he leant into him.
But I remember when we played City and Doku literally absolutely roasted him, and people were saying, "Oh, but it's Doku. He's going to roast everyone." No. There isn't a winger in the Premier League that ain't quick. They're all going to roast him.
You're from Yardy.
Exactly.
Watch out next week against the Leeds.
Wingers tend to be
terrifying.
Fast. They tend to be quick. It's kind of what they do. Right, Micky, Zuma.
He's got the most assists in the team. His stats, haven't it? I mean, that is one part of his job, but his main job is defending El Chico. It really is.
Yeah, I understand why people like him. I do. You know, he's everything. He kind of embodies what West Ham fans do love. He's hardworking. He's honest. He's this, that, the other. But he's also not very good a defender. He's a poor defender, El Chico.
Yeah, I like Soufal, as you said. I like the passion in that Soufal. But just because you like someone, you can't not say that they've been shit and played bad. It's what he's done.
You can't dislike them as blokes, can you? They're a proper pair of committed footballers who've given everything to West Ham, and they continue to do so.
Well, anyway, Zuma, come on, we'll get stuck otherwise. Gary, Micky, Zuma.
I'd say a 5 for Zuma. Again, he wasn't great. I think this is so hard to rate any player today.
Mate,
I think.
I don't know how you do it. I mean,
it's so hard. So I'm sort of cheating here and going with the average of the chat, and most people are saying 5, and I'll agree with that. I'm happy to go with that.
That's fine. Right, the next one, Aguero. Again, nothing really to talk about, Gary, on him, I don't think.
Well, there is. There's the he gave away a very, very good chance by going out to the left-hand touchline, being just bullied off the ball. The guy had a fast player had a one-on-one running at Zuma. Right? Yeah. Lucky the guy that was running at Zuma just got it all wrong.
That was Zuma's fault, though. That was Zuma.
Well, I don't know what happened before then. I was watching how Aguero got mugged.
I think the difference is when Aguero makes a mistake, he's got the recovery pace to get back. When Zuma makes a mistake that he made yesterday, in that instance that you're probably talking about, he's fucked. That player's gone.
But to me, Nick, a player commits like that. They don't just have the ball taken off them. You got to be sure when you commit. No. He was in no man's land. The guy was just running away from him.
Gary, I thought that was all shit. All
of them. Yeah. No, I agree.
Including Emerson. Apart from Areola, I thought Areola played well.
I'm gonna do a Micky and go with the average of what's in the chat. I'll give him a 5.
Yeah.
Do you know what is very, very worrying? Very worrying. We're playing a low block. We're playing defensively. But yet we've let in 23 goals, I think, this season in the league.
We don't stop conceding, right? John.
Every game we concede.
What's that?
I said, I think that's been the worry all season for it. We
do
you know he's be more defensive, and we ain't.
But you know, Moyes has said the reason we're conceding goals is because we're playing too attacking.
Well, Well, he means that though because he wants us to sit and only break on the counter
He's
attack.
off his fucking tits. I'm
He's
telling you.
gaslighting at this point, isn't he? He's gaslighting.
John, go on. You can have
So, yeah.
JWP. I thought he was shit, but it's up to you. Go on.
No, I'm not going to disagree. Look, just because I like a player, don't mean I won't rate him accordingly, Nick. You know what I mean? I thought he was a passenger for most of the first half. He didn't really create much. He's, I know you're going to go, he's a one-trick pony with his corners, but he's even his one trick, as you put yesterday.
Yeah.
No, didn't work. I'm gonna give him a low score for me. I'm gonna give him a 5. But look, I see it as I called it as I see it, and yeah, I like him as a player, but he was poor yesterday, and that's it. 5.
Yeah,
No,
fair
it's
enough.
fine.
Yeah.
Right. Souček, go on. You can have Souček, Micky.
I don't think you're going to want to give me him. Gary don't want me to have him.
All right, go on. You have Alvarez. Go on. I'll take Souček.
Alvarez, I think he looked. He was a bit tired, I think, and you could see it was very noticeable. Again, I'm struggling to say anything. That was sort of non-existent, not bad.
He wasn't good in any way.
No, he wasn't. But then he wasn't shockingly bad in that. Again, I'm sorry, and thank you to the chat. I'm gonna have to go with the average on that again and give him a 5. I just find it so difficult.
I've got to be honest. For Burnley to not beat us yesterday, they're fucking going down.
Oh, big time! You don't win a game like that. You fucked.
They go down because they can't put the ball. They get to the 18-yard box. They don't know what to do. You know the biggest thing that pissed me off about Alvarez yesterday was he's just had a ban for 5 bookings, and yesterday he gets booked for mouthing off to the referee.
Verbal.
Now, if you're going to get booked, he's going to pick up so many bookings because the way he tackles, he's all or nothing. So don't get
and John, do you know? Have you noticed? He picks his yellow cards up quite early in games as well.
He does. That's annoying.
Yeah, and then
that's fucking annoying. That is. Right, Souček again. He done the grand total of fuck all, but he won us a game, and you know what? He probably is. He's got. I can't help it. He's got my most. Because listen, people won't believe me. I do love Souček as a person, as a man. You can't not. I love his spinny.
Exactly.
His spinny celebration. It's brilliant. It's the best fucking celebration in football. I'll tell you what he is. He's Ian half clinical. I'll tell you what, Ian half clinical in front of goal.
He is. Make him a striker.
That was not an easy chance that he scored either. It was behind him.
Oh, it was a great goal. It was behind him as well.
It was a fucking good goal. So I would have given him without a goal in the celebration, I'd have given him a 4 or a 3. But I'm going to mark him up because he won I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. I am.
I think that's right. I
I am. I do think he's a shit footballer, everyone. I really do. But I also like him as a
qualify it, right? Because he's not shit at what he should be doing, which is running around, blocking, pressing people. He's shit at playing the ball on the floor, right?
He's
a great finisher. He's a great finisher. He's a good presser, right? He's got certain attributes that we take advantage of.
7 and a donkey, someone said.
No, I'm saying he's not a rounded footballer, but he's got certain attributes that have benefited us quite a lot.
Yeah, I know. Right, Gary, Lucas Paqueta.
He had a terrible game, Lucas Paqueta. I think, judging by his body language and the fact that he was trying to showboat every ball that he received. I mean, trying to overcook passes, trying to do something flash and add a Paqueta spin on a pass, right? But unfortunately, he was trying to play between the lines from the left-hand side, and it was too easy to cut out. He needs to go back in the middle. Not his fault. Don't like the histrionics. He does it every game. He was awful. He deserves a donkey. 4.
Yeah, he gave a big chance away, like when he tried to do that spin. When there were 2 passes on to either side of him, but then he tried to do this spin.
It was terrible
in their own half, and then they went and had a shot on it. Lucky enough, Burnley was shit up front.
Yeah,
anyone else, it could have been very bad.
I'm going to say about Paqueta though, and I mean this as well. When you set up to play football in the manner that we set out to play football yesterday, just don't play him. Don't play Paqueta. Don't play footballers. There's no point. Don't. Do you know what? Until
not play him, Nick.
No. But what I mean is, John, what is the fucking point when you set up to play football without the ball to do nothing, and all you want to do is sit and block, What the fuck is the point in him being on the pitch for? We've got a £50 million player there. What is the point?
Hammers Mikey says something similar. He says, let's not blame Paqueta for losing that ball at the back. He shouldn't have been all the way back there anyway, defending under Moyes'
Just another player that looks a great player. A great player that's got a fucking shit rating under the regime of that big fucking donkey that's going to get marked in a minute.
I agree, Mikey, but just like JWP, just like Souček, wherever they're played, and generally it's out of position. Even Bowen has been playing out of position as a striker, right? When they're played out of position, we've got to judge them on their performance, and he was awful.
I just think a game like that yesterday, a player like Paqueta will be on that pitch thinking, "What the fuck?"
I know. He's going to go City, isn't he? He's going to go City.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd go fucking City.
So I'm saying, as much as I agree with him as Mikey about he shouldn't be as far back as that, I get that, but then he had 2 passes clearly on. He shouldn't have mucked around in that position where he was. So
I think you're right. I think it's easy to say you shouldn't have been there, and there's arguments for and against that. But whether you're in that position or not, do the simple thing sometimes. So I get sort of.
I mean, let's face it. Before Kudu's turned into Messi for the last 5 minutes, he was shit.
It was, yeah.
Absolutely, equally as shit. Equally, he gave a penalty away. Equally as shit as Paqueta.
He said something. Said the camera coming off, didn't he?
Yeah, he said never stop until it's over or something like that. Yeah,
right.
But John Kudus.
Well, yeah, you've just basically rated him without giving him a score. But
thanks, Nick. Thanks, Nick. Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
No, I agree with what you said. I mean, he does have the ability to turn games as we've seen in the past, and with some of his finishes, some of his goals. But yesterday was all about service. 2 fantastic balls. You know what I mean? Like the ball that he played across. The ball that he played across for the first goal, which has now gone down as an own goal. You know, that's classic ball that a centre forward wants. You know, running near post. You know, in the corridor of uncertainty.
Keeper can't come for that. Defender don't know what to do.
It's corridor of uncertainty, as they call it. Do you know what I mean? So that was a fantastic pass.
Yeah.
And the second ball, you know, the second cross, the way he dug it out, he put in a fantastic cross to Kudos, to Souček, who obviously finished it brilliantly. You're going to have to give him man of the match because he single-handedly sort of grabbed the game by its horns for the last 5 minutes.
It was wonderful. It was literally absolutely brilliant. You know, to turn that performance around and do what he did was a little bit like, just give me the fucking ball and let's sort this out.
So exciting.
Yeah.
To my surprise, Moyes was gushing about him afterwards. Gushing.
Yeah. I'm sure there was a but somewhere. It's like me when I'm gushing.
No, it wasn't this time actually. It wasn't.
All right. But what's your score, John?
I would have given him about a 5 before he turned the game.
Yeah.
But because of what he did, I'll give him an 8 just so I know he's man of the match.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's right. It was brilliant. It was he won us the game. He did. I know that the other, Souček scored the goal and everything, but that was Kudus, all Kudus. Yeah.
By the way, I talking about Paqueta for a second, right? I do have my contacts up in around Man City fans and season ticket holders. There's like 1 or 2, and the word on the street up in Manchester is they want him badly. So I think that deal was almost done, and you kind of know that Kudus is his replacement, right?
Yeah, but Gary, I'm not being funny. If we play like this all season long, there is not a chance in hell Kudus is going to be here beyond the summer. He won't.
Well, if he
He's
gets,
not going to be here.
It depends, doesn't it? Look. No one. Bowen wouldn't have signed his contract if he thought Moyes was staying, right? So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
There must be something in the pipeline.
I can't see it. I mean, a year of this will. I don't care what anyone says.
It's not a year, though, is it, Nick? It's not a year. I mean, we've got how long we got to go?
Too fucking long.
20. How many goes? 24 now, right?
25.
Definitely need that countdown clock up here.
It just depresses me. I'll put the count. Go on.
Who's taking Danny Ings?
You're Danny Ings.
Oh dear God!
I can't take Danny Ings, am I?
No, he just said.
No, it's me. It's me.
Mickey.
Danny Ings. No, it's Mickey. Go on.
Annie Dings.
I don't mind. You can take it. It doesn't matter.
No, go on.
No,
right, with Danny Ings, let me just quickly say, I've not say stuck up for him, but we've all said about him being in a Moyes system, it doesn't work for him. Now, I still say that, but yesterday I've really looked at him. There's no excuses for.
I
there was
agree.
no movement. There was no taking a defender away.
That's right.
I can't stick up for Danny Ings now. Like there's no excuse for it. I've done. I think he was.
He's lost his way now. He's lost his way.
Yeah,
Do you know Moyes? Moyes said he did well.
No, Moyes said he held the
ball up well.
But I didn't even see him touch the ball once. Like, to be fair, he was shit. He was useless. Yeah. I'll give him a 1 just for the sake that he wore the shirt.
No, what did he do?
What did he do? I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm saying that's a low. I don't get many ones on the show, do we?
No, right.
We don't get many ones, but guess what? Mickey gave out a 1.
Yeah, no, but
it was a non-performance, wasn't it?
Oh, John, you 11.
He gets 1, John, for putting his kit on.
Yeah, because he wore the shirt. He done nothing.
But I think you're all missing. I think you're all missing a point. He had a very serious operation not long ago.
What is it?
Dangerous, life-saving operation. And I think we need to give him a bit of respect for that. And his hair's looking a lot better. So I'd give him a 2 for his
I think we have universal agreement that if Danny Ings played for another team who knew how to use him, he would be fine.
I swear, and what I said yesterday, I mean it fully. When you look at the chances that they create, they was whipping in balls to the near post. You know, what's his name? Rodriguez should have been making runs.
He'd love that,
but he weren't. All Danny Ings is a fox in the box. He's not doing anything else, especially now with the age that he's at. But if you do give him lots of chances, he will score goals. The way that we play is never going to suit him. We should never have fucking signed him.
No, I agree, Nick. But yesterday,
we should never have signed him
because he didn't even move. Like, he wasn't putting options out for other players. And you saw such a big difference when Obama come on, who made them runs. He created space for other players to move into. So
he's sponsored by Selco, mate. He's got fucking concrete in his boots. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. He can't move.
No, he's sponsored by Velcro now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. But right, Divin Obama. Now look, I thought this lad when he came on, he's been desperate for his chance. We know the only reason he's got his chance now is purely through luck because Antonio's got injured and Bowen's got injured. He would never have seen 30 minutes of football ever. He got brought on out of necessity because Moyes' plan did not fucking work. And you know something? He had to make it count, and he did. Credit to him. He was running about all over the place. He was absolutely tremendous. I thought he was. You know, that run that he made to the near post. It was a striker's run. He's got a striker's movement. He holds the ball up. He's a focal point. Yeah. It's exactly what we wanted. And do you know what? He kind of made Moyes look a bit of a fucking idiot. I mean, as if Moyes don't enough. When he came on, he looks like a striker.
I know.
He just does. Yeah. And he's got the physicality. He's got the size. Don't tell me about he's only 19, Moyes. Fuck off. He was brilliant. He took his chance, and I'm giving him that goal. I don't care what anyone says. That was his goal. You haven't got the power to do that. I'm giving him an 8. I'm giving him an 8.
One question.
You can't Trump the dubious goals panel. You've got no more power than they have.
I know. I'm giving him a goal. That was his goal.
Try and give him a goal. You can't change the rules. You're not the Premier League.
Hold on. I've got a question, right? Is he called Divin or Divine?
Divin.
No. I heard the interviewer call him Divine and Moyes call him Divine. Is his name Divine?
Yeah, but you got Moyes don't even know how old he is, Gary.
No, I know.
Gary,
and I say the other thing he said was Antonio was on international duty with Nigeria. Did you hear that?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he fucking did.
Racist.
On the WhatsApp chat though yesterday, Gary was shortening Mubama's name down. And what was you calling him, Gary, by mistake?
Divvy.
No. I made a mistake. It wasn't meant to be offensive. I said it. I shortened it and called him Div, and then I realised, oh fucking hell! Cheers, Mickey. Under the bus I go.
No, because it made me laugh. I thought it was funny.
This was what I loved. This was what I loved. Now I don't know what he was actually saying, but it was something to do with.
It's Divine spelt Divin.
Well, then it ain't Divine, then, fresh fielder.
No, it is. I think it is. I think it is Divine.
Well, that ain't Divine. It's Divin.
Yeah, just call him
fucking Devon.
Just unless you're John and start calling him
fresh fielder. Sean, do you actually know that for a fact?
Yeah. All right, well, we'll call him divine because it was divine intervention.
It was divine intervention. Yeah.
Where does Sean Freshfielder know what a young 19-year-old kid from Canning Town's name means?
super div.
I did love this. I did love this. Love the celebration, tapping his wrist, saying about fucking time.
It was exactly what he was saying about fucking time. And you know what? I was over the moon. And people are coming out saying, you know,
divine.
People are coming out saying, oh, you know, he loves Moyes because of what he said. No, he ain't fucking stupid. He's got his chance. He ain't going to come out and say anything negatively about the manager.
Right.
He knows why he's got his chance. He's got to make it count. And you know what he did? But the worrying thing is with Moyes' comments, if Bowen's back, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. He's got to start on Thursday.
Yeah.
Mabama has no question. He's got to start on Thursday.
He's got more chance of starting in Europe than the Premier League, and if he doesn't start in Thursday, then that is ridiculous.
Listen, now we know his first name. I'm going to appeal to you West Ham fans out there. Stop trying to say his second name. Just call him Divine.
Mabamba. Right, okay.
Couldn't believe that today. Mumbamba, he said.
Right, anyway, Ben Rama. Gary, good luck.
Well, look, I mean, he did one Ben Rama
had a good
run.
Shot.
He did have a shot, and he done one Ben Rama run, which is to go down the wing and have a crappy cross on the end. He went on for it. He had half hour, didn't he?
Yeah, but I thought he actually injected a bit of life into it. I mean, he wasn't brilliant, but I thought he injected a little bit of pace into it, and he was trying to carry it forward. And I know there was no end product.
He did. And is it my player?
You can have Benny. Fucking him,
yeah. But no, I agree with what John just said. I think he always gives the defenders someone else to think about, whether he's got an end product or not. Right, he's got a lot of pace. That is what defenders don't like. They don't know whether he's going to have a finished product or not. No, he wasn't. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, he weren't shit. I mean, to be honest, he did give him something else to think about as well. You know,
that's what I meant.
I don't. Do you know something? I think he was better on the left hand side than possibly Paqueta was when he came on.
Yeah.
You know, I think he was. But yeah, so that's fine. Right, we'll all have a go on.
Saudi League want Benny.
Apparently,
yeah, that's a big rumours. The Saudi League are after him in January. Apparently,
one of the big clubs, or because there's 4 state-owned clubs and the rest ain't got any money.
Are there any big clubs in Saudi? Let's be honest. I know
there's
they've got
4
money,
state-owned clubs.
There's 4 state-owned clubs. People at games, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But there's 4 state-owned clubs who have got unlimited resources. The rest of them have got no
money. Money-wise, yeah. Money-wise,
yeah. Right, we'll all have a go on, Moyes. Let's get this done and out of the way. First of all, should we just get the man of the match out of the way? The man of the match is Kudu, isn't it?
Man of the match,
quite clear. Man of the match.
Without doubt, never been a clearer man of the match.
That's Kudu. Right, so Moyes, I'll go first. I've said what I thought of him yesterday. I think the arrogant fucker did exactly what we thought he was going to do, and he just stuck with Danny Ings, irrespective of the fact that he's done this 22 times before. This is Danny Ings' longest ever professional run without scoring a goal. Officially, it is, and it just doesn't work in this system. He wanted to overlook Mabama. He had to make that change on fucking 60 minutes because he was getting embarrassed. He was getting embarrassed. It was. That
was a Moyes decision. Game-changing subs.
Yeah. Well, it was a game-changing sub. He unfucked his fuck up. That's what he did. He unfucked his fuck up and proved us right. All he's done is he's proved not us. Every West Ham fan, Moyes in, Moyes out. You won't find one fan that ain't been saying give Mabama minutes. Everyone's been saying it, and he do you know what? He's done it. I'm sorry, I can't stand him. I can't stand the guy. I think his post-match comments. I fucking hated him. He's getting a 1. He's getting a 1. That was the most embarrassing performance. I said it yesterday against Burnley, who are shit. We almost got embarrassed. He got so lucky. They almost deservedly beat us, and it would have been deserved, wouldn't it? Let's face it. You know, he gets a 1. He gets a 1 from me, but I'll run through the list. Go on, Gary. Your thoughts on Moyes?
He got it wrong. He got it wrong. Out of desperation, he threw Mabama on Divine, and he bailed him out. And the one who really bailed him out at the end was Kudu. I mean, that wasn't. I didn't know what you said earlier about the change that Thingy had made with the defender, but that's a helping hand as well, right?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
So I agree with your score. Go
on, John.
I don't like the thing that annoys me most about Moyes at times is that he makes bad decisions on and off the pitch in terms of who he starts, who he don't start, systems, etc. But it's when he does the interviews after and comes out with some of the most ridiculous comments. I mean, the biggest thing that the biggest thing is that Divine has been banging goals in for fun. If you're not going to give him a go in any of the cup games at all, then you're mugging him off and you're mugging yourself off to some extent, right? He's come on and he's done exceptionally well yesterday. Now, I'm not saying he's going to bang in 20 goals between now and the end of the season, but he's got to give him a go. But what I'm saying is afterwards to come out and say how many 19-year-old strikers, or 18 as you called him, are in the Premier League now. Eastside said something brilliantly earlier. The guy at Brighton, Ferguson, So there's one to start with, right? But we're not saying that he's going to be a world beater overnight. But if we've got a striker in Danny Ings who's currently scoring 1 in every 14 games for us, there's a problem. So you've got to give him a go. There's no excuses now.
But John, and I know you feel the same as me about the youth system. But what I don't get is how mentalities have changed. Yeah, why is it not acceptable, even from a lot of our fans? It's not acceptable to stick Mbama in and give him 6 months to acclimatise to the Premier League. But you go out, spend 30 million on an overseas player, you expect to give him 6 months to adapt. Why can't we do the same with a youth player? Why can't you give them time?
Yeah,
the amount of people that were writing him off already before that goal went in, the amount of people that were writing him off after he'd played for 20 minutes.
Do you know what? The thing is, I don't care if he don't score a goal this season, right?
Me neither.
Because if he puts that effort in, he'll create chances for
benefits other people.
Benefits the team. If you've got someone up front who, for whatever reason, is not working or it's not right for him, then he's ineffective. Mbama will play the rest of the season, let's hope, or have an impact. If he don't score, I don't care. But his movement will create chances for the rest of the players around him.
Hopefully this is all going to change. Hopefully it's all going to change soon.
I'd score Moyes 3.
That's fine. Right, Mickey, go on. You go. Your turn.
Was no surprises. That show that we did, the midweek waffle, was what we call it now. It said exactly what I thought was going to happen, and it did. It was no surprises whatsoever. I can't get past that. I'll give him a 1.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Here, I was chatting with someone on DM the other night. I said, have you seen that West Ham Network show we did? You know the Lego Head thing, John, right? So I gave it. I sent him.
Show.
And I was sitting there last night. I was watching it, and we're talking about the game. We're having the same conversation. We're saying, what do you think he's going to do tomorrow? Play deep, sit deep.
Oh, nothing's changed. I'm just going to give the referee a 1 and a donkey by default.
You know, I watched. Gary Lineker does these interviews now.
Get rid of that.
Gary Lineker does this series of podcast interviews, and he had one with Elton John the other day. And obviously, Elton John used to be the Watford chairman, and even Elton John said the reason John Barnes became so good so quickly is because Graham Taylor in 1986 or whatever it was threw him in as a 17-year-old.
Yes.
And Elton John said, Elton John said it, and he's not a bloody football mad nut. He's a musician. He said, if you don't give him a chance, how are you ever going to know? And it's true.
Every single top player in the Premier League, one day, long ago, got their first game.
You have to have the game experience.
One of the biggest defences that you'll get from people who are obsessed with Moyes is they'll say Alex Ferguson selected him as his number 2. Now this is Alex Ferguson as his successor. This is a guy, Alex Ferguson, that basically built his success on bringing youth players through from his academy.
He loved
not all great players, Nicky Butt, Phil Neville. They're not all great players. He just used to bring them through over and over and over again.
Give him a chance.
He used to give him a chance, but what the fuck was he thinking bringing him? Because this guy, even at Everton, had no evidence of doing that. Yeah, fair enough. He gave a world-class talent who he couldn't hold back, Wayne Rooney. He came through under his stewardship, but that was literally because he couldn't stop him. He physically couldn't. I don't know. I'm finding the whole thing very demoralising now. I've got to be honest.
I just hope if it's a straight choice again against Palace of Ings and Mbama, Divine,
he won't play him. He'll play Ings.
He will, won't he? He will.
Yeah, but he says that he'll think that he was right in doing it. He'll see Mbama as an impact sub, and he'll think that his creation was what he done was correct in the first place.
Yeah, I think there is an element of truth to Mbama at the moment being an impact sub, but that would be on the of the fact that we had an apt striker on the pitch before we bring him on, and we haven't. So you can't say he's an impact striker when you have no Antonio and you have Danny who, unfortunately, he's having an absolute nightmare.
Let's have it straight. Let's have it straight. The fact is, Mabama got minutes yesterday because there were no other options.
How about Mabama and Souček up front? What is it? A 4-3-2, isn't it?
Well, Souček goes up front anyway. When they play him in that position, he's basically there anyway. He's always in the box, so it doesn't.
We know how stubborn Moyes is in that year, but do you think that
4-3-2? What am I talking about? Sorry, go on, carry on.
Do you think there was an element of crowd pressure because they was on his case to bring on? No, I don't think so, but I just wonder because they was on about bringing Mabama on for quite a while.
Of course, but I know what you mean. But I don't think Moyes bows down to pressure.
Really.
I mean, 4-1-3-2. So you have Alvarez in front, then you have Paqueta and Alvarez and JWP and Kudu. Then you have 2 up front, which is where Souček's playing away. So put Paqueta back in the middle. Even if you store JWP on the left, that doesn't matter. He's only there for set pieces anyway. Keep him out of trouble.
Yeah, no, I know. Right, let's before we open the phone lines, Micky. Do you want to basically put this talking point out there?
Is there a jingle or anything? Got a jingle?
No, cat man.
Big question.
Right, come on, then.
Well, it's a debate that I think that it's a very on topic talking point. Football versus business. Now, what I mean by that is the football supporters versus it's a results-based business fan. I can't get my head around it, and I've heard this saying a lot more now over the last 2-3 months than ever before. I've not heard it since, but it seems like that's the excuse he's made now. And the reason why I've said this because I was thinking when you grow up, you learn off like your dad, your uncles, and all that you work the week and you look forward to a game of football from your team, West Ham. But now the new saying now, all right, what people are saying, it's just business results for them. How can you enjoy that? I don't get it. No. We're football fans, and then people might say, but I'm West Ham fans. Well, they go hand in hand. West Ham play football. That's what it is.
When did football become irrelevant?
Basically, yeah. Like when did it become like, it's a results-based business? Unless you're getting a wage off that club, the business side of things shouldn't even come into it as a fan.
It shouldn't.
To me, that's just an excuse that he's full of bollocks. That's my personal opinion on it.
And also, let's face it, right? If you're talking about the top end, managers who have been incredibly successful, your Mourinho's, your Simeone's, who have won leagues and Champions Leagues playing that way, you can't argue against it at all. But we're talking about on the whole. If we had 3 more years of this playing the way that we're playing, you're going to grind out results like that, enough results to get comfortably mid-table to top half. That for me is just mind-numbingly shit. And I think we've got a huge demographic of fans now that would love to just accept that. I think they would. And I can't wrap my head around it because for me, people talk about the West Ham way. The West Ham way is always what we grew up watching. It's about having a go. It's about being brave. It's about having mavericks on the pitch. It's about trying to play football the right way. Yeah. And you know what? It is about entertaining a working class fan base, like you just said, Micky. And I've said this before loads of times now, and I think it's entirely true. If success comes for a club like West Ham, it should come as a byproduct of entertainment and playing football the right way. It should never ever try and be pursued at the expense of that. Bin all of that and try and bore your way to a fucking final all season long. I'm sorry. I know that moment at the end, if you get there, like we did last year, that kind of polishes over what was a turd. It does. As I think Gonzo said the other day, you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter. That's kind of Gonzo, but that's kind of what you can do. But what I mean is, I don't understand it. I never will, and I just feel like maybe I am an old-fashioned fan now. Maybe this is the way football's gone. But when you used to look at, the one of the great Arsenal teams, would you really want to become boring fucking Arsenal? I know Arsenal fans back then that tell me now they used to go down to the bar for a drink and not bother going back up for the second half.
Yeah, the 1-0 to the Arsenal.
It was dull. It was shit. I mean, why would you want to go over that stadium to watch that type of football? Why would you want to go over there to do that? Unless it's just status that you want. You just want to win at all costs and sell your soul. I don't get it.
To me, to me, supporting West Ham has always been, I've worked hard all week. I'll go over there. You're getting paid to play for the club that I love, that I would play for free. Yeah. And the least I want to see is a bit of effort. Now, it doesn't have to be flicks, tricks, and brilliant football. But the problem is, in my opinion, is that the fucking sitting back, low block, whatever you want to call it.
Cowardly football.
It's not, I'm not going to say cowardly. That's not what I'm getting at. My point is, to me, I'm just like, where's the fucking emphasis? Why are we not on the front foot? Why are we not taking the game to any team? Now, I know certain teams, I wouldn't expect it. Nick, you'll disagree, Man City and that. I sort of sometimes think, well, you've got to be a bit coy. But, you know, when you play teams like Palace, Burnley, Everton, with all due respect to all these teams, we should be taking the game to them. I want to see a bit of fucking effort. I don't want to come over here and watch a game of chess. I want to come over here and see you put your fucking body on the line. And I'm sure we've got the players that want to put their body on the line, but they're probably a little bit, you know.
I want my team to be. I want my team to look like they've been told to go out there and beat the opposition.
Yeah, I don't care about the
use your ability.
I don't care about the flicks and tricks. I don't care about that.
No. But you know what I mean. I want to look at a team that look like they've just been told to fucking go out there and get at them, get at the team, beat them, take them down. Yeah. That's what I want to see.
Like they not come on you, fuck. Like,
that's what I want to see.
It was. Listen, again, I'll go last this time, but for me, it's exactly that, right? It's excitement. It's a dopamine rush. It's going to football. It's watching. It's the crowd. It's, you know, the crowd getting excited, getting off their seats by seeing exciting players going at the opposition. A good winger that likes to run at a player and whip a ball in. You know, we don't demand. I mean, all these years since like we last won a cup, the 43 years, whatever it is, all those years, we've had some bloody good years, some good times, and some great players in that period as well, haven't we? So we've always filled our ground up. We haven't needed cups to survive and boast about. Lovely to get one, but we haven't needed it. We've had cult heroes. We've had amazing players. And we've had some fantastic days and nights up to Park and now at the London Stadium, right? So
look at some of the players that all four of us and other West Ham fans probably love. Take away the flair players, people like Julian Dix, right? Thomas Repka, Dawson in recent history.
Yeah.
You know, people who will just fucking a tackle. We love a tackle.
Well, you remember that, didn't you?
That's all I want is effort.
Well, you remember the Dawson when he's made like 3 challenges, one after the other. That's what I want. That's what I want.
And you might say that that's a throwback. That's old school football.
Who cares? It gets you excited. It's excitement, John.
And the thing is, Jonathan's right. What he says here, he says, Nick, football should be about entertainment, but once the business changed from money the punters pay to the TV and the corporate money, it has been incentivised. It's incentivised the teams to focus on the position. Now, look, listen, I do get that. I do get that. I agree that from the team's perspective, that, you know, it's all about results and remaining in the Premier League and getting the highest up that you can. But I am sorry, right? If you look at we're in 9th place at the moment. If you look at the 8 teams above us, nobody else plays football like us.
Yeah,
nobody else plays. Nobody else plays.
That's what I'm saying, Jonathan. No, unless you're on the payroll, you shouldn't be worried about the business side of things. Be a fan. Be a fan, mate.
Yeah, no, he does agree. He was making a point.
Souček will have a cult hero sort of status. Yeah. He will have a sort of cult hero status without a doubt. But he's all we do in the videos is rate people the way we see the games. You know, like we said, nothing personal. We really like Tommy as a bloke.
I think the issue with Souček in the videos, it goes back to last season for me. And the fact is, we've always had players of that mould, players like Ian Dowie over the years who used to put all the effort in. But this is, you have players like that in the team, and you accept it when there's no other options. The issue that I've got with Souček in the team is that he's keeping other people out that would be better and help us play better football. That's the issue I've got with Souček. If Souček was all that we had, then I wouldn't have a fucking problem. Although then, having said that, I've got a problem with Soufal at right back. But I just think that's madness, having a right back that can't defend.
He's right. Davis, it does disconnect our midfield completely. There is nowhere to go. That's why Paqueta and co end up trying to thread a ball through the eye of a needle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Virgil, putting Virgil right. There you go, John. To
be honest,
Yardy's sorting you right out.
To be fair, it's annoying. It's the same shit. Watch versus Palace. Ings will start against Palace, no doubt in my mind.
Well, and unless Bowen's back, which I think Moyes will, the minute that swelling's come down, he'll be back in the team, won't he? But no, it's getting.
Go on, John. Sorry, touch comments. Go on.
But I try. But I do my best with it. I do, and I've had comments. I've had comments today. And what really fucks me off, right? What really fucks me off is when people say, because I think the reason that most people watch this channel is because none of us do this we don't do this for a living. This is a hobby. It always was. That's all it is. And we come on here and we just talk honestly. And when you get people that say you're basically just trying to be sensationalist to drive, no. I think the reason that we're quite popular and we have gained traction is because people that watch us can see that we just say it how we feel it. I never ever come on here and fucking fabricate anything. This is exactly anyone that's known me and followed me on Facebook. I've been like this for years, Gary, haven't I?
No.
For 8 years,
you got thrown off of several Facebook platforms.
I've never been any fucking different. I'm outspoken. Banned. I don't put on anything. And unfortunately, for people that don't like my opinion, I don't need to do this. I enjoy doing it. There's a lot of people that connect with us, and there's a lot of people that don't. But with YouTube, I know myself when I used to watch channels, you connect with people that you like watching that have got your opinion. A lot of people have got our opinion. It's as simple as that.
Well, I started off as a Claret Booze fan. That's how I was. Yeah. And I agree with all like you lot. And then now seeing behind the screens.
Yeah.
John ain't what I thought he was. No, I'm only joking. No, now seeing behind the screen, everyone's still got that same opinion. There's no sort of right, I'm gonna play up to the screen here now. There's none of that there. It's just everyone's honest there and everyone. I mean,
Mick, you heard me after the game yesterday. I actually calmed myself down for that video, didn't I?
Yeah, I told you not to, but yeah, you did. You did.
I calmed myself down. I was fucking fuming. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I mean, this thing here, this comment from Mark. Look, none of us like losing Mark. None of us. No. You know, I'll take what happened yesterday for the 3 points, but when you're reviewing the game and the quality of the game, see what I mean?
You can't just go. You can't just
brush over it.
We got 3 points.
And this from Sam. What I will say in defence of other channels, right? It isn't all about people walking on eggshells to appease the masses, right? I've had a taste of it myself. These fuckers, especially on social media, they get so stuck into you, and I mean they get really, really nasty stuck into you.
We spoke about it earlier.
If you have an opinion that they don't like, they get into you. I don't think it's all about that. I just think sometimes it's about you're almost, because especially with some of the channels that are more established, I can only imagine that they're probably at it as well. But we're never going to change. We're never going to change. The minute I feel like I've got to fucking tone it down, I'll stop doing it.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. None of us. There's no. We don't like have a group session before the show and decide what our agenda is going to be and all that sort of stuff. We literally turn up when Nick eventually gets here. We turn up. We hit go live. We talk. That's it. There's no prep.
Oh, here we go. Nick's got what he's looking for. Look.
What?
We love you, Nick.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah.
No, the dog asked me to put that as an M. Mickey was trying to say.
Oh, Nick. Oh, right, yeah.
But look, that is it. But that is it. But we are, and all of us, we're all opinionated. I mean, you've seen us all argue on here. Me and John go at each other like fucking husband and wife sometimes. I mean, that'd be some grisly sex, that would, wouldn't it? But we
be very hairy sex.
Who wants to see that?
What was this? Sliding tackle on Divine. Did I miss that? Sliding tackle on Divine, and he just got up and got on with it.
Yeah, he's honestly the kid's a hero in the making, and I mean it as well. Yeah. And the thing is, I think he's going to get better because he is raw, but that enthusiasm that he's got, and do you know what I like when you listen to him in that post match interview, and you saw the watch tap. What I love about that is he believes in himself as well.
Yeah.
He does believe in himself.
Who is this? He's obviously mocking the bloke. We love you, Nick. I'll do fuck off. Are you 7 years old?
No, look. To be fair, the only reason that we do keep on doing this is because of you lot. It does. Your support does mean a lot, especially when we're getting shit elsewhere. It does. So
we wouldn't be doing it with 50 views, would we?
No, not if everyone fucking hated us. We wouldn't.
There'd be no point. We're doing it because people watch it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you two started the channel, there was 50 views, and then when I joined, it grew.
You turned it all around, John.
You doubled our viewer count to 100 in the first week, John.
To be fair, you've literally been on from the start.
Yeah, you're a week out, weren't you? You're a week
about
out.
a week, 2 weeks
Now
out.
Now I just feel like a guest because I ain't got my own section anymore.
Or your big red mic.
Well,
I know.
you either got it or
What
you
is
ain't.
that? Seriously, what is that? That is looks like my Mrs. Curling tongs. What is that you're talking into?
I don't know. I bought it during lockdown.
That's good. That's a good mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at
Lightsaber.
that.
It's a lightsaber.
He's
Got
just
it from
jealous.
a
Mickey,
galaxy
he's
far,
jealous.
far away.
I don't think, as you told me, I've got a microphone in my phone, which I didn't even know. So,
Hey, Nick, can I swap this one over,
You
though?
talk into it every day, John.
yeah, but
Can I
I
swap
thought
this over with John's one, please?
Yeah.
Give this one to John.
Hang on, when I talk into my phone on the phone call, I'm not talking into the microphone, am I?
Well, yeah, it's a microphone, John. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear anyone. There's a mic in the phone, John.
Yeah, but
This is what I'm dealing with, people.
He's tech savvy, isn't he? Tech savvy,
Yeah.
John.
Like, I can't say nothing. I didn't even realise.
Right, I'm going to open the phone lines. Give us a minute, people. 1 minute.
so what if I
Gonna
fucking
test you,
eat
Joe.
Hammer's Garage? I've had Bombay mix tonight. What's wrong with eating?
I like
Fuck's
Bombay
sake.
mix, actually. It's all right.
I know, but
I had
I've
a
got
magic
these
strap
really,
on.
mate.
You know,
I've got these really hot and spicy ones. They nearly killed me. I nearly died earlier.
Right,
Welcome.
Get some
to the
poppadoms
That's
next
what-
week. Get a proper crunch in the.
That's working. Right. If anyone does want to phone in, start phoning in now. And you can, like
Put
I say, you
the
can talk
number
about
up.
the game. You can talk about the game. You can talk about the Mickey feature, which is I think that's the main talking point about
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
Moaning about how we won, we've come a long way. Well, look, we weren't moaning about winning. We were moaning about the quality of football because it was not entertaining.
1
It
minute,
was
I've got one.
difficult to watch.
Ryan.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
mate.
This is
How you
Ryan
doing?
from
Hello,
Fortunes Island down under.
Oh, Aussie Ryan.
Oh, hello,
Aussie
Ryan,
Tommy
mate.
Ryan.
Mate, that's the one.
The fake
How
Aussie.
you doing, mate?
Yeah.
You all right,
How are you,
mate?
lads?
You all right?
Yeah, the fake
How you
one.
doing?
Arnie,
I know-
Arnie's
I
on
know
next.
John
Arnie,
loves
I'll
that.
call
I
you
know-
back. I'll call you back, Arnie.
I know John
You are
loves the Aussie Cockneys down under. So hello, John. How you doing, mate?
Love you lot, don't I? Love you. Yeah.
Boys, did Mickey buy that mic off Tom Skinner from Bosch Market?
Came with a
He must be
mattress,
doing
did
a
it?
nice little bit of a number there. Nice one, boys.
No, wait, Ryan, I've got this with that money you sent in last week.
Just want to talk about.
What? He got the money
He's
from the
doing a Rory
viewers. I've
trade
been
at
here 3 years.
Right, everyone,
just
stop
wanna say about-
fucking phoning. I'm on a call. That's 4 calls. I'll phone you back in a minute. Sorry,
Call
Keegan.
him.
Go on.
Call him now. Go on.
That's all right, mate. Just want to talk about the game on against Burnley, right? So, as you know, we wake up early. I could have turned that on at 80 minutes, and I probably would have been happy with the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But do you think being away from home was a bit of a difference, or do you think playing against like Palace on the weekend coming up, he will play a bit differently playing at home? Do you think this is the perfect time for Mabama to actually get a start at home and have his own crowd with him to try and build up his confidence even more? Like, I think that's how you're gonna. He's got his little bit of luck. He's got himself in a good position. He's got the goal. Well, we'll give it to him. But play him on against Palace on the weekend, and with the home crowd, I think he's only going to grow as a player. So, do you think he will go with Ings, or do we reckon he will go with
Well,
Mabama?
what do you,
Nick,
Ryan?
Nick,
what do you think he'll do? Go on, Gary.
Yeah, I want to go first. I want to nip out for a minute. So this is what I think will happen, right? It will be a repeat of the Everton game.
Me?
We lost at home to Palace last year, right? Roy did a job on Moyes. You know, Roy is basically Moyes, an older version of Moyes, but he's got faster.
I can't
attacking
hear
players
anyone else though, Nick. Just saying, mate.
You can't hear anyone.
Oh,
Nah, just you, mate.
Oh, what's happening now?
oh, he
Really?
screwed it up. He screwed it up.
Hello?
Oh no.
I was responding there. I was giving value.
Oh, you was cooking there, Gal?
He was cooking.
Hey?
You was cooking.
Right,
I know.
Ryan. Anyway, don't worry. Gary's answering your question. Go on, carry on answering the question anyway.
Yeah.
Go
I
on.
think it's going to be the same as it was last year. I think Roy has got a number over David Moyes when he played, because he'll play low block against us. We'll try and unpick him. They'll hit us on the fast counter attack. So I fear for next week, but you never know. It's two teams playing the same system. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a draw. And I think Ings starts.
You think he starts?
Yeah.
Hang on 1 minute. Oh no, I think I know why. Right, 1 minute. This might work.
He's just calling in from Australia, Nick, and you fucked it right up.
I have. I fucked it up. Ryan, stay there 1 minute, mate. Stop
Be prepared
phoning in.
Yeah, mate.
Be prepared to say that all again, gal.
Hang on. Right. Try it now. Can you hear people now? Gary, talk.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Here we go.
Right, that's
Here
it.
we go.
That's
We're running. We're good.
That's it. There you go. There you
In
go.
summary,
Flaming blah.
I've got to nip back to the toilet.
Yeah, go on.
In summary, it's going to be same system against same system. They've got more pace than us. Roy will do a number on Moyes like he did last year. I don't think we'll lose. I think it'll be 1-1, and I think Ings will start.
Yeah. And talking about what we were just talking about, style of football, just then, like with how we play, even Palace play exciting,
Mate,
attacking,
I know.
pacey football.
Well,
Like,
it's
so
because they have the pace
how
when
we
they
can't
ball.
do it is ridiculous.
I mean, Ryan. So to ask you this question, like back to what I asked it on Twitter earlier on, right? So because this goes back to the results-based business, right? And people basically justifying the performance at Burnley because we got the win. All that matters is the win. What I'm asking you is, let me ask you a question. If that was going to be the norm, playing football that way, but getting enough results, I'm going to lose my temper in a minute. But getting enough results to basically grind out the odd win, enough to get top 10 every year. Would that be enough for you? Is that ever going to be enough for you as a fan? Would you sign up for that for the long term with Moyes?
No.
For that, could you?
No, not at all. And I'll tell you another reason why. Because I still play myself. If someone made me play like that every fucking week, I'd be bored out of my nut.
I know.
Like I really would, and I wouldn't even enjoy playing football myself. So trying to watch it is even harder. Like it's not. And as Micky said earlier, it's not up to us how we play because we're not the ones getting paid for it. We're paying them. So I think if we're paying them, it's a product that we should be proud of and something that we actually want to watch. But unfortunately, like it's just hard work. But at the end of the day, yeah, it is nice to get a win. Let's not get it twisted. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's hard because you see your mates and who support other teams and they don't understand when you say, "Oh, that was a shit game," even though we won. They're going, "Well, hang about, you won." But they're not watching it for 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So it's always hard to have that conversation with them because they can't see how we're playing. And to go Burnley, and they made us look fucking average for 80 minutes, like very average. Yeah. So, it's hard. But at the end of the day, we do take 3 points. I still don't want him there. And the fact that he put Mabama on when he did is because he had to. He had no choice. And it weren't because of the fans or anything like that.
The only positive we've got, El Chico put it in the chat, and I did hear it earlier, but I think Eze and Decore went off for Palace injured, so there's a chance they might not be available next week, depending on the severity of their injury. But that could be a little bit of a saving grace because I think their pace will absolutely annihilate.
Next person that phones up mid-call, I'm going to phone you up at 3 a.m. every fucking day for the next week.
You're not even up at 3 a.m.
I'll do it from.
God.
I'll do it from Australia. It'll be easier.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I understand, John. I just hope that they get as many injuries as they can, especially them pacey fuckers, because they can move and they move the ball around pretty well. Palace, like they're not a massive club, but they're still trying to play football the proper way. Like, and I think with the players we've got, we should be doing that. So yeah, it is what it is. But on the plus side, we've got a European game in the week, and we're climbing the table and staying in the mix. But that is the only.
Do you know the funny thing about Roy Hodgson? Right, Roy Hodgson. They gave him the boot before he came back because the fans weren't happy with his style of play, right? And then Vieira's gone in.
I don't think you're going to get that problem here, though, John. I don't think you're going to get that problem.
But listen, since Hodgson's he's come back in charge, he's actually changed their style of play a little bit more. I think they're actually more exciting than they ever were under him, no?
Not this year.
I agree, mate.
I think they're more exciting than they ever were under him. Maybe not this year. Yeah, okay. But
It's the same thing, John. It's the same thing, though. It is a low block with a counter attack, but their counter attack's much faster than theirs.
Well, yeah, their counter attack works because they've got fucking speed all over the pitch.
Mate, they literally absolutely. When we went away last year, I mean, how we scored 2 goals, I'll never know. You know, that was one where the Thomas Suchek front post flick worked twice, didn't it? But fucking, we were absolutely destroyed in that game. It was embarrassing. It was, and they were playing.
Do you think we get a
football.
result on the weekend?
I don't know, mate. It's the thing is now it was so important to get that win against Burnley. You can't dress it up because we've got 10 games with 3 day to 4 day gaps. Oh fuck me!
Until Moyes admits that for us, until Moyes admits to us that, or to himself, that for us attack is the best form of defence, we're always going to go into games not overly confident. That's how I see it. And because if we keep setting up like that, we're calling it all on. We've let in 23 goals in the league, which is a ridiculous amount for a team that are meant to be playing a low block anyway. So it's not working. But he's so stubborn that he won't change it up. And that's the fucking thing that annoys me about him more than anything.
Every game.
I would respect you if you admitted your errors, your mistakes. We all make mistakes in our job. We're all fucking human. But the problem is that he is so stubborn, unfortunately, which I dislike saying because I do like what he's done for us with the trophy and all that. Until he admits it, it's always going to go into every game being like, for fuck's sake,
It's personal with him this year, John. It's personal with him this year.
There's two things with me that always are getting me at the moment. Is the way we played against Arsenal in the Cup. Like, we can play like that.
Yeah, we can.
So that's where its stubbornness is definitely coming in, John. Completely agree, mate. And the other thing is with him being such a defensive manager and so sound at being defensively,
it ain't working.
Fuck me, I'd love to see his attacking side. What did you
make of his comments, Ryan, where he said the reason we've been leaking goals is because we've been too attacking this year?
There's a big test. There's a big test, right?
Stevie Wonder in our fucking videotape fucking area or what? Because at the end of the day, like, how can he say that?
Oh, I don't know. He does. He gaslights. The fucker gaslights. He does. Go on, Gal.
Well, there's a big test, right? Because before that Arsenal game, you alluded to the fact that what's his name had been taking some coaching and taught them to play a different way and whatever else, and then that kind of it showed on the game, right? So that's what we assumed. But afterwards, I just thought, oh, whatever. It might have been Moyes. He can clearly. He can make a team play like that. He can pick the right team to play like that, right? This Liverpool will tell us whether that was what one was true, whether that was his team or whether that was the other one's team, right? Because
Heitinger's.
Heitinger, that's him. Because if he goes back to a low block, we know the truth, don't we? Simple.
Yeah, as I said, mate, like I don't agree with the fact that Heitinger took charge for that game. I can't see him giving any sort of control to any other coach or Tim Starton or whatever. I don't think. But sometimes I think he does it and goes, "Yeah, all right, I'll fucking show you." Well, keep fucking showing us then. That's what I want. That's what we need. We don't need him to like show us like.
But what's the word? What amazes me though, but you go back to the Nottingham Forest game, right? The last 20 minutes, it just proves it proves so many times. Look at the last fucking 30 minutes against Burnley. We've got the players to terrorise teams. Yeah. We've got the players to terrorise teams.
And I think that's why we're all frustrated.
Yeah, it is. Look, don't get me wrong. If I'm Sheffield United, I'm not moaning about playing a low block against other teams because we're full of shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But I'll leave you here, lads, and let other people get on.
Cheers, mate.
One thing I will say, I see all the stick that you lot were obviously talking about at the beginning of the show, and obviously, we're trying to build our subscribers. So if you're more than welcome to come over to Fortune's Island Down Under, give me all the stick you want. I don't really care. Just subscribe and like the channel.
And make sure you do. It is a great channel as well. It is a great channel. But yeah, no, mate. Honestly, if you're going to be opinionated on there, you because for us it was you don't really see it early on, but I must admit you do start to see it as you grow. So you and you are opinionated as well. So you'll get the same sort of thing, no doubt. You just need thick skin.
But lads, keep it up. And, Micky, make sure you got a receipt on that fucking microphone. All right.
Filling me off after the night. Fuck you.
Lovely. Cheers, mate.
Bosh. See you later.
Right, Arnie first. How many calls have I had? Hang on, let me have a look. Fuck me. Have a look.
Yeah. Reminds me once of this bloke who came at work and he had a pair of suede shoes on and they were blue.
1 minute.
Don't step on them.
What?
Exactly.
Call to this number are barred from your phone.
Arnie,
I'm
phone,
sorry.
Arnie, phone back in. If you're watching, here he is. Arnie. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hey, there he is.
Hello, Arnie.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going all right, mate. It's going all right. How are you?
I'm good. Even though I'm vexed about the game yesterday, but I'm good.
Was you vexed
It's
as
the
well?
weekend, but-
Watching that, was you kind of fucking fuming watching that game?
Yeah, but you know what? I only saw the last 10 minutes because I was drinking with a mate. And my mate, he's a Chelsea supporter, so we were watching Chelsea Newcastle, but I was following on live score.
Yeah.
And as soon as we went behind, I was just told my mate, listen, Moyes, he's just fucking shit. He's like, I just can't stand him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every game. I think even last year he said that Ings cannot play as a lone striker.
I know.
But he keeps playing him as a lone striker. It's like idiotic behavior.
Mate, I know. I don't understand it, mate. I mean, John, what are your thoughts on it? Do you want to take this one first?
On what?
With Arnie, with his comments there, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what. Do you know what I mean? How can we keep arriving here? Because that game, that's got to be up there with one of the most frustrating performances.
Yeah, that was as good as my tip, or as bad as the game that tipped me over the edge in December. Was it last year now with Palace?
Yeah.
You know, it was just dire. And look, I'm not like Nick and Gary in so much as, no disrespect to you two, but I'm not like, I don't have an absolute detest for Moyes. I actually I still have a little bit of respect for him for what he's done. I don't care what people say. He's done okay for us. He has took us up a little level, right? But he's ruining himself. He just looks so inept at times. And I know he's an older manager in terms of age and the amount of games he's had and all that, but you have to learn to adapt, and he hasn't, and he won't, or he just refuses to. And that's the problem I've got with him now. Look, he's not going to go until the summer, so we've got to get used to that. I don't think there's anything he can do. That will get him the sack before the season ends. Genuinely,
No, because I do think it's all about safety this season. It is, and you're never gonna get relegated. But it's just really it's soul crushing.
I did some stats earlier because there were quite a few comments last night about what you're moaning about. We're 9th in the league. We're pushing up for European places and everything else. And look, I mean, you've got to bear in mind who we've played this year so far, right? And I did a little summary. Now we had a diabolical season last year, as you know, right? First 13 games last season, we played 5 top 6 teams, 4 of our peers like Brighton, Villa, Wolves, etc., 3 strugglers, and 1 promoted team. We got 14 points out of that little lot. The next 6 games, we got 1 point. And that is a time when we wanted Moyes out, right? That is when the arse fell out of it. We ended up 13th at New Year, 18th by the halfway point on 15 points. This year, we got 20 points from the first 13 games, but here's the difference, right? Played 3, not 5, big 6 teams. We played 4 of our peers. That's the same. Played 3 strugglers, so Bournemouth, Forest, Everton. We've played 3 promoted teams, not 1. Luton, Sheffield United, Burnley. Bear in mind, the promoted teams last year, we got 15 out of 18 points. We only lost away to Forest, right? So that is the context of being 9th. And the next 6 games, they're tough, right? We've got, look, Palace at home, Spurs away. Spurs away, that could be a surprise because they've got loads of injuries, right? Then we've got Fulham away. That's a possible win. I think we've got to win that one, right? Wolves at home, we've got to win that one. Man United at home, Arsenal away, right? And sprinkled in between all of that, we've got the quarterfinal away to Liverpool. We've got Freiburg at home, which is going to be a really critical game, and Toppler away, which has got to be a win as well, right? And then in January, it gets easier. So December's the killer, right? Now, luckily, when AFCON's on, January, we've only got 3 games. Brighton at home, Sheffield United away, Bournemouth at home, and an FA Cup game, whatever that is. And then February, before AFCON ends, we've got Man United away and Arsenal at home, and the AFCON players come back for February the 17th, which is away to Forest. So I'm just saying, don't get excited by we're 9th and we're pushing for Europe. Say that in 6 games' time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I struggle to see. I mean, I will say, look, irrespective of playing, because I don't think playing the way that we played against Burnley were the worst fucking. We play against any other Premier League team the way we played against Burnley, we're getting fucking tanked. Yeah, we're getting beat 100%.
Not with your fiver, I'm not.
Yeah, but we're getting beat, and he's got to be more expansive than that. This style of football is not going to yield. Listen, we will win some games, but playing that way isn't going to work, and we're not always gonna be able to. Why, Arnie? Why do we have to wait until we're losing before? And it just feels like that's the way at the moment against Nottingham Forest, against Burnley. Yeah. Why the fuck have we got to wait until we're losing before we have a go?
Well, it might not even be that. It might be the old thing that Antonio said. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Arnie. Go on, Arnie.
I just think you know what? I think Moyes has a lot of knowledge, and I think he's a good manager if you look at like the way he can set it up. But it's his mentality that's wrong. Yesterday, if you look at the starting lineup, we have probably only Souček and Kudu who can score goals in that squad.
Yeah,
I know Paqueta, he scored maybe twice or 3 times. Ings, he's like we might as well play with 10 players. He's not even on the pitch. It would be so easy for Moyes to just put Divine Mubama in. Every fan would love him, and we would accept if the performances weren't perfect because he's 19, and it's a win-win for everybody. But it's his mentality that's just wrong. I mean, I don't think I can think of another Premier League manager that I wouldn't rather have than Moyes.
I'm exactly the same. What Arnie? What do you think? Company. When you look at the way, I know you didn't watch that game yesterday, but trust me, that is a team full of kind of lesser players, if you like, and they were coached to play some good football. It's only up in the final third, like the last bit where they're lacking. What do you think someone like Company could do with this group of players?
I think we could easily be maybe 1 or 2 points behind top 4 for sure.
Yeah.
If you look at our there's been at least 3 games this year. The Everton loss, the Brentford loss. We had another game where against a team where I'm not sure if we drew or whatever. But if you give us 6 points, we are fighting for top 4, and we are underperforming so much that if we just had a manager who could maybe bring another 20 or 30% out of our players, we could be just as good as Tottenham or Newcastle, any of those clubs. We are right there. We just need a manager who's gonna bring the players to overperform, or not overperform, but perform to their level instead of this defensive. Like we play defensive football, but our defense is shit. We can see what was it like? I think we got the 3rd worst defense or something in the Premier League, and we play defensive-minded football. It's almost like Moyes. I don't know if he's lost the plot or what, but
the thing is, the thing is, mate, I think everyone's got their breaking point, and it's got nothing to do with being influenced by others or anything like that. People that are positive, basically, and they like they typically. They won't watch this fucking channel if they can't tolerate another opinion. We've got lots of Moyes in that will watch because they're grown-ups and they can take a fucking another opinion. Yeah. But there's something like there's a comment that was on the video that I done yesterday from Luke MCC West Ham United 3363, and he said, "Look, I've officially come round to your way of thinking. Putting up with this football is too painful now. The talent in the squad is what won us has won us games this season." Apart from 2 games, not the tactics, not the strategy, not our completely absent attacking patterns of play, not our backs to the wall but leaky defensiveness play, and not the fact that our star players are being played out of position. It's purely because we have star quality that can do something magic in a moment to win the game. I honestly can't tell you what our attacking style or strategy is when we're not playing a team who come at us for 90 minutes. I'm done with it. Yeah. And this is a thing. We are... It's fine to have great players that can win you games in a moment like that. That's fine. But this is such a waste. Like I said before, we've got players like that. That's a world-class player. Lucas Paqueta is a world-class player. He really is. Kudu, we've got some amazing, wonderful players. And the way that we play football is it's ridiculous. And I've said it time and time again. People say it's not. It's the analogy works. We've got Michelin star ingredients, and we've got a chef from McDonald's cooking.
Yeah,
that's what we've got.
But
that's what we've
got.
Good
analogy, though. Good analogy, John. Good analogy.
It's a good analogy. I love it. I think Ryan, who called him a second ago, I think he's spot on though. It's even more annoying when you see what we can do on the front foot, i.e. the Arsenal game. It's even more infuriating.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we've been saying.
We can go toe to toe. We can.
But even if you don't win, going toe to toe is all I want.
That game proved the point that we have the players, right? It did. Now, I know that Arsenal had some big players missing, but even with those big players,
when they came
we
on,
would have given them a game.
No, but Gary, they all came on. Rice, Odegaard, they all came on. It made no difference.
Yeah.
You know, we were pressing them. We were kind of in their faces. Yeah. When a team, I've said it time and time again, if a team are good on the ball, don't let them fucking have the ball. Get in their faces. Make it difficult for them. That's what you should do.
Arnie, do you think if we swapped dugouts yesterday, say Moyes had the championship players with the kids, right, available to him, playing a low block, and then Company managed our squad, what do you think the score would have been?
8-0.
I think we would have won 3-4 on the other something easy.
I agree.
8-0.
But he will also have played a completely different starting lineup. I mean, and football is different now. It's not about being like a low block or whatever, like 10, 15 years ago. It's all about pace and intensity. And there's so many games where, especially in the second half, where it's almost like he gives them sleep medicine and they're like, oh, are we playing again? Like, it happens too many times where we are just not up to speed. Like, I don't know if you like Liverpool, Man City, all of a sudden Liverpool, they press Man City, and even Man City, they're the best team in the world, but they cannot handle that. It's easy, not easy, but of course you need the players to be fit. Yeah. But it's much better to play like that because there's not a team in the world that can handle that over a long period of time. I know, of course, we're going to concede goals because that's just football.
But we can see goals anyway. We can see goals anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, going back to the league table at the moment, right? We're
That's
ninth.
exactly right.
But going back to the league table at the moment, we're ninth, right? And people say that this style is the way. Now, look, as far as I can see it, Burnley, they play good football, but they're at the bottom. Everton play a bit of a low block counter-attacking game. They're 19th. Sheffield United play a low block. Luton play a low block. Brentford play a counter-attacking game. I wouldn't call them a low block team. They're actually quite attacking. They're a little bit different.
They play good football.
But if you look at the other teams, right? If you look at Wolves are an exciting team this year. Crystal Palace are an exciting team. Chelsea play forward. Brighton. These are the teams above us. Brighton, Newcastle, Man United, Tottenham, Villa, Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal all fucking play football. They all go out there to play football. Why have we got this mentality in our heads now that this way is the only way that you can win games? Do you want to play good football and lose? What are they fucking talking about?
That's such a pathetic argument, Nat. I hate that.
Like I said, I like to go down fighting. If you're going to go down, I'd rather go down fiighting.
Yeah,
that's it.
Right. Yes, that's it. Exactly right. Yeah.
It's also more fun when you're underdog.
Yes. No.
When you're underdog, it's the way you need to go swinging. It's like David against Gennady. You just need to go out swinging. I mean, I remember, I think it was 2015 where we had Diafra Sakho as a striker. I think we beat Man City and Liverpool. I think we won 4 or 5 games against the normal top 6 teams because we were so amazing counter-attacking, player up-tempo, like, and they can't handle that. But it's much more interesting watching that than this defensive stuff where, like, then it's James Ward-Prowse to Souček to Alvarez. We're basically playing with 8 defenders in the team.
Here we go. Steve Bell says we are 9th. What does he say? We're 9th.
Steve Bell.
We're 9th playing shite. Just think how high we could be with a decent manager, and this is the thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing, getting the best out of this group of players all the time, rather than waiting to go a goal down when we throw these players on and unleash them and we see what they can do. What the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, you imagine when we play Brighton in a few weeks, right, at home, what we're going to do is not what we did up there, which was one of Ward-Prowse's first games where we had like the freedom to roam forward and find players. Our front players, Micky and Bowen, were outstanding that day. Fucking amazing. We had bodies forward and everything else. Ain't going to be like that. It's going to be a low block.
Yeah, but you can't get away from the fact, Gary, that our 2 pin-up results, not of the lot of this season, of the last probably 50 games in the league, were Brighton and Chelsea.
Areola we beat Man U at home end of last year.
Yeah, but this season, Areola was man of the match. Not our striker, not our creative player. Our goalkeeper was man of the match in both of those games.
He was.
I know we done all right, but the fact of the matter is, our 2 pin-up results, our goalkeeper was man of the match.
He got peppered against Brighton, didn't he?
He got fucking peppered. He 3 world-class saves.
Yeah.
That you're lucky to get in a season, let alone in one match.
Yeah, but also if you notice the first 6 games of the season, because I remember James Ward-Prowse, he was more like a box-to-box midfielder because he was scoring some goals. It's almost like we become more defensive the last 7-8 games rather than in the beginning where we had more players going forward.
What did he change? What did he change? Because it seemed to. Well, look, we was conceding chances, but John, what did he change?
He went to me. He went from playing 2 8s to 2 4s. For no apparent reason.
Yeah, 2 6s, you mean, like holding midfielders. Yeah.
But for no apparent reason. I don't know why the change came about. I don't know. I can't answer. It just baffled me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did it, but that's what it came to me. He went, look, James Ward-Prowse is getting the stick. But he's gone from playing him more offensively to more defensively when he was having joy offensively. So what the fuck's the point of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not his fault. He needs to be box to box, making forward passes, not too defensive.
Sorry. Yeah, Arnie, sorry to interrupt you, mate. So Alfie, West Ham Online, big fan of Moyes. We were playing a 4-4-1-1 with JWP in the 10 before. Okay,
so
whatever the system was. Why did he change it?
And that worked, didn't it, Alfie? It worked really well.
What has happened?
Why has he changed that then?
And this is what's so frustrating with him is, but the Burnley game for me. Now look, it was great. We did have to win that game. We did, but the way we won it was the most risky way in the world to win that game. It was so risky because we had to win it, and we almost handed it to Burnley. Almost. Yeah. You go out there are any number of ways that you can play against that team. For instance, with the players that we got on the pitch, you go toe to toe with them. You are taking them apart. You are. You really are. And to do what we did was almost suicidal. And he owes a lot to Mohamed Kudus for that. He really does.
Well, that is the Moyes way, though, isn't it? That's how Moyes plays. Like, it's no surprising. Yeah. He's so frustrating to watch because we've got it. We've definitely got it. Like the players to shot like all over teams, but we just don't do it. And it's just a ball fest. So
I know, but it is difficult, and believe it or not, I do respect other people's opinions. I don't respect other people's opinions when they're saying that mine's bullshit and they're calling me an idiot for it. Then they can fuck off. Then I'll go back at them. But I do. I'm trying to wrap my head around the mindset of some people. I just can't. This is never what I would have ever afforded. If I was a kid going to West Ham now, I mean, if I was,
especially as a kid, right?
I wouldn't want to be over there. I wouldn't want to be over there watching this.
As a kid, that's what first gets you interested in football: is goals, attacking football, atmosphere, all that stuff. It hooks you, doesn't it? You know? Yeah.
Anyway, lads,
cheers, Arnie.
I'll leave you, but I'll leave you with something that I hope Steiden says to Moyes on the 1st of January. Consider that a divorce. That's in total recall.
Yeah.
Very good.
Tell him that's the 1st of January.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Arnie.
You're a top man, Arnie. Well, Arnie, when are you coming over?
I hope I'll come over maybe in April or something for a game. I would really like to go. I haven't been since, I don't know, before Corona, I think.
Well, make sure you tap us up and let us know before you come over because it'd be lovely to meet you.
Yeah. I'll do that for sure.
All right, mate. Top
then
man.
We can meet up, have some beers.
Definitely.
Cheers,
Take
Arnie.
care. Have a nice evening.
Arnie.
Cheers, mate.
See you
Keep
later.
up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, cut him off.
Well, that's a good question, Yardy. Right? That's what he should be doing. He should be, like Rice was told to stay back there and protect the defense, which he did most of the time. You can do that, with Rice. You can do that with Alvarez, right? That's got to be his primary job, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's got to be.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Gary from Watford on the line. Gary,
Hey.
Oh, Gary.
Hello, lads. How are you? All right?
I'm all good. Well,
Gary.
yeah, I'm all right. I'm bearing up.
Good. Very lively show tonight.
It is.
Yeah. Listen, I want to put a bit of an alternative argument here because all four of you are all very aligned in your opinions now. I mean, I'm just going to say, I think sometimes things get said, and I'll give you a couple of facts or a couple of ideas what I mean. People talk about Vincent Kompany and David Moyes, about Kompany being a better manager. But actually, in a way, Kompany lost them that game yesterday. Because the moment they went 1-0 up, he took the winger off, which you said earlier, and that freed up Kudu, and he won us the game. So, as much as listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm in your boat. I like to see more attacking football. I mean, I sat there yesterday with my mate watching it, and I was screaming at Moyes when I saw Ings starting. How many more times you've got to do this, to try this thing to find out it's not working? I couldn't believe it. So and Mbama come on, but it made a difference.
But hang on, Gary.
Yeah,
but what you're basically saying is that David Moyes didn't win that game. Vincent Kompany, David Moyes fucked up big time. Kompany set his team out better. Look, listen. At the end of the day, I can it was you're absolutely categorically right. What set Kudus free was taking that player off because then Kudus didn't have to babysit Soufal anymore. He didn't have to babysit Soufal anymore. But I can understand why. I can understand why a manager like Kompany with a 1-goal lead, when we was offering nothing, shat himself a little bit because he needed wins. But putting Kompany aside to one side a minute, Gary, because I would rather have Kompany than Moyes. I genuinely would. So talk about Moyes for me. What's your take on David Moyes and the way that we approached that game yesterday?
Well, the Danny Ings thing frustrates the hell out of me because, I mean, it doesn't work. I don't know how many, 19, 20 times he's tried it now. It just doesn't work. And, Antonio's the only one that can really play that system, and then Barmer's the nearest thing we've got to him. So that really annoys me. But the only thing I will say is, lads, and again, I'm not sticking up for Moyes here at all. I'm in your boat with you, sir. But all I want to say is we are playing in the toughest league in the world. End of the day, we are. And it's an old comment once, if you want entertainment, go to the cinema. That's been said before. But we are in the toughest league in the world. We are. It's a very competitive league. End of the day, I suppose Moyes, from his point of view, he wants to get results. You take Cosley at Tottenham, Nick. Now, I know you like him. A lot of West Ham fans would love him to be our manager. Now, he just lost 3 in a spin. Now, I'll tell you what, if I lose another 1, another 2, that you'll suddenly see a little bit of a change.
But Gary, I'm not being funny. Gary, there's reasons for their downfall, and that's because they've got 9 players out. They've got an amazing first 11. They've got 9 players out. They've got Maddison out. If we lost Paqueta and we lost Bowen for the long term, we'd be fucked. The fact of the matter is, no. There's no but Nick. I'm confident that over the course of the season, Postecoglou will fucking do an awful lot more for Tottenham than what Moyes is going to do for West Ham this season. Once he gets his players back. Today they scored 3 goals and they was offside.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I know.
They had 3 goals. But this argument, Kompany made a mistake. So what are you trying to say? Moyes is better than Kompany. Well, Ange Postecoglou's doing this. You want Ange? What do you want Ange for?
Comments like this.
Gary, I don't understand it, mate.
As if we don't.
Because what you're basically saying is, Gary, is David Moyes is better than these managers.
No, what I'm trying to say, all managers are judged on results. End of the day, they are. And if Tottenham lose another 2 or 3, he will be under pressure. He will. You know it. Now, the thing is, you say about the 3 games they've lost, Chelsea won, I agree. Now, you could say he was brave, or you could say he was naive, with 9 men playing the way he did. He'd be better off playing a low block in that game and try to see the game out, or get something out of the game. But he went for it, and he lost. Fair enough. With the Wolves game, there was no excuse. He was 1-0 up at that game, and even Tottenham fans were saying he was a bit naive there. He could have
but can I ask you something, Gary? What are you trying to get at? What's the point of this? Is the point of this we should be grateful for the fact that we've got David Moyes?
No.
So what's the point then?
There's 2 sides to the argument, Nick. All I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, if we've got a manager in and we start losing week in, week out...
No, Gary, I never, ever, these will all back this up, I never once hunted Slaven Bilic down. ever. Even towards the end when it was going wrong. I never did. I don't like defensive gutless pussy fucking managers that go out to not win a game. That's what I don't like. I hated Kirbishley.
Yeah,
I hate Sam. I hate fucking Moyes. We've got a team full of superstars. A team full of superstars. If Ange Postecoglou or company had, it would be completely fucking different. And do you know something? If we're basically... We've got fans lauding David Moyes because we've just smashed and grabbed a win against Burnley. These fans should be over the moon what these other managers are achieving.
Gary, I've got a question for you. Would you rather?
Go on, mate.
Would you rather get really rumped and not even participate against what is really one of our peers, Everton and Villa, or would you rather have a go at both of them? Because really, as I said earlier, when I listed those games, hang on a minute. When I listed those games earlier, literally, we had a great result away to Brighton. We had quite a lucky result, really, at home to Chelsea. But they're the outstanding results. Other than that, we've really only beaten the crap.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, Gal, we're in a very competitive league. It's a very competitive league we're in. It's the most competitive in the world.
Yeah, but we spent 450 million to be competitive, Gary.
I did say at the start of the call, and don't disagree with what Nick's saying. I do agree with him, but I'm just saying you can look at a little.
You can put a positive spin on it.
You can always look for a positive spin.
You can do what everyone else does. Where basically we're shit for ages. And when we say we'd love to watch football like Tottenham's playing, the minute that it goes wrong for them or it goes wrong for Aston Villa, because they were saying the same about Emery 2 weeks ago when they lost the game. The same thing. The minute they lose a game, they go, "Oh, imagine Moyes would never have done that."
Nick, football fans are fickle, and we all know it. We're all fickle. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I'm going to stand my ground here. In football, no matter how well you play, if you start losing a run of games, you're under pressure. And the fans, not all of them, a part of that fan base will start to turn. And Tottenham will be the same. If they lose next week to Man City, that's 40 defeats in a row.
Of course they will.
I don't think Tottenham fans are going to be calling for Ange's head this year, mate. I don't think they will.
That game against Villa today was they proper had it. Like, it was such a good, entertaining game, and they did have the best part of the play. I thought they was really good, Spurs. But I don't think the fans will turn on them when they lost. When all their players got sent off and they lost against Chelsea, they got a standing ovation at the end of that game for giving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one game.
Yeah, you're right. It's one game, but the fans love what they're seeing, though, Gal. Like,
Micky, I know. All I'm trying to say is, you're all singing from the same hymn sheet, and I am as well. I'm just trying to put a little bit of back across a little bit of the counter argument. At the end of the day, managers are based on results. They are. Whether you like it or not, they are.
But Gary, how about we stop talking about the club and the fan base? Where do you sit? Who would you rather have as your manager at the moment? Is what I'm trying to ask. With this group of players,
if I had a choice of anyone, I'd have Alonso.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, but the same thing could happen to Alonso coming over from the German league over here. He could go on a bad run. The fact of the matter is, I am sick and tired, and I've had people say, Moyes has set this amazing high bar. Well, I'm not being funny. When you get a praise at work, he won the cup. He won the cup that we had a bye to the final, and it was a great cup. But the fact of the matter is, I'm so sick of people using this as a counter-argument to criticise the guy. We had a 35-game relegation battle last season. We've been shit in the league for 2 years. The bar is not high. So I'm confident. Now, if David Moyes finishes in the top 10 this season, if he's in that top 10 after January, I'll eat my fucking hat. I will. I'll eat it live on screen. So,
but what about the other, Nick? What about the other argument where the fact he was in a relegation battle last year? I mean, and some people say because he tried to. Do you think Did you see we tried to change our style of play last year, which got us into trouble?
I didn't see it, Gary. I didn't see that we tried to change our style of play. I didn't. I didn't see it at all.
No, you didn't. No.
I think we had this conversation before, didn't we?
We have a few times.
I don't remember it changing. I remember he put the old players back in against Fulham.
No, that's what I'm saying to you. But there's that
we weren't changing the style, though, Gary. It was just bringing his trusted people back.
No, the only thing I saw on that, what we said is, and it changing the style, he was trying to go more possession based, but his possession base was like in your own half, backwards, forwards, sideways.
Defensive possession based.
He went two up front. He went two up front against Fulham when shit was on the line. Ings and Antonio.
Yeah. I mean, what I would say is, obviously, what someone said earlier, I think it might be Micky or John, the Arsenal game this year, and that was great. It was, we have got the players to go to these teams. And of course, I want us to go toe-to-toe with them. But, we're on the show tonight. I'm just trying to put a little bit of put the balance on just a little bit, look at the other side of it.
No, I get you playing devil's advocate, but I can't see any justification for it. Gary, I can't see any justification for the way we're setting up.
No, I'll give you an example. Take Paqueta. Now, this is going to cause a little bit of thing. I did the other week. I said on the show about 4 weeks ago that Paqueta, you're calling him world class. Now, I don't know what you deem as world class. For me, I don't think he's quite that level. I think he's a level below that because he gives the ball away a hell of a lot for a world class player. And I know he does loads of little tricks and flicks, but if I had a choice tomorrow between losing Paqueta or Kudus, I'll keep Kudus. If I've got 100 million for Paqueta, I'd let him go.
But Gary, my argument here is you put Paqueta in the middle of a fucking world-class team who are progressive, because a player like Paqueta, he holds on to the ball for too long because he doesn't like hoofing the. Hang on, he doesn't like hoofing the fucking thing.
Well, I'm only judging him, Nick, on what he's playing.
Yeah, I know you are, but the fact of the matter is, if you put him in a team where you're on the front foot, you've got players buzzing all over the place, there's options everywhere, Paqueta will be outstanding every minute of the fucking game. Will he make mistakes? Of course he will, because players that take risks and take chances, they will make mistakes. But what I'm saying is, in a game like we played yesterday, where we're set up to not even have that fucking ball, to do nothing other than block, then yes, Paqueta is wasted. You might as well put fucking Charlie Adams in there. That's what you might as well do.
I mean, I'm only judging them Paqueta on what I'm watching every week, and I do take your point about that. But I still think when we've had a debate about him or Payet was a better player for me, and I'll stand by that. I would argue with anyone for that. Because Stephen says yesterday, Kudas in the last 10 minutes won us that game.
Yeah, but he was equally shit for 85 minutes, Gary.
Yeah,
he was. Well, because my argument, company made the wrong choice.
Yeah, but what I mean,
and he freed him up.
Yeah, but what I mean is, Kudu was equally shit for 85 minutes. He had 2 moments of brilliance. 2 moments of brilliance in a game.
Let me ask the four of you then. You had a choice tomorrow. You're going to let Paqueta go or Kudos. Who'd you keep?
I'd keep Paqueta. I love Kudus. Yes.
About you, John?
Oh, it's a tough choice at the minute.
It's a tough question.
Kudos is playing better than I thought he would.
I love Paqueta. I wouldn't let him go. Not a chance. I love him.
If I had to keep one of them...
I love him, but I'm just saying to you, I'd like to see him do a little bit more damage with other teams. There's always little flicks and tricks. They're very nice. But when you saw Payet play 2016, he was winning games on his own.
Yeah, he was.
Different type of players.
I'm sorry, he was. Anyone who thinks differently is deluded.
Right, but Gal, for me,
because I think I said the other week that I think. Sorry,
agree.
Let me just finish this, Mick. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
I think that potentially, and I know he frustrates me at times, rolling around and all that.
Ryan.
I think Paqueta is, in my opinion, one of the best all-round midfielders we have had in my time watching West Ham, because he can tackle, he can head, he can dive, he can cheat. He's got that. And I know at the minute he looks like he's very off the boil. Or he's got a lot of things going off the field with the whole Brazilian national team.
We're hating on someone who doesn't fit into the Moyes way.
But don't forget the Brazilian fans are crying out for him to be called back into the Brazilian squad, because since he's not been in that team, they're struggling.
I'll tell you one thing though: if he goes to Man City, Pep will cut out some of these little antics he does, like in the wrong areas.
He will.
As much as Man City are a player side, he will cut. He will. First thing he do, let them stop doing that.
Gary, look, Gary, I agree with you. For me, Payet, fucking out of the. He was proper, established, world class when we had him. He was at his peak,
world class,
at his best. And went on to be the best player in the tournament in the Euros, right? We've never had the best player in the league before. That season, we had the best player in the league. And he was a fucking privilege to watch. And some of those goals he scored, I mean, he turned a relatively, if you look at that team, relatively mediocre team into a fucking, they could beat anyone on their day, right?
Yeah, but what I don't get is, Gary, 1 minute. But what I don't get is we all agree. I mean, Payet was literally one of the best players that I've ever watched in Claret and Blue.
He was brilliant.
So why are we making a comparison to
a different players?
For a start, they're different players. But so what we're saying, he weren't as good as Payet, so he's shit.
No, because the word world class gets banded about.
He
too
is
easily
world
these
class.
days.
He is world class.
No,
He's a great player.
Come up. I thought he was talking about Kudu and Paqueta. I thought he was like, who would you get if you had to get rid of one? And I've got to agree with John. Everything he said is better. I was going to say Kudu's so exciting when he's in that running like the
Brilliant
fence in
player.
that final third. Yeah, brilliant. I wouldn't want to get rid of either of them. But Paqueta offers you so much more as an all-round play. He will track back. He will stay in the midfield.
For instance, Mick. For instance, the issue, like I've said before, when you play James Ward-Prowse and Souček as a two, as a combination in the middle,
get his final ball is shit.
God! But when you play them two, in the middle with Alvarez, you lose control of the game. The best that we've seen this year from Souček, because when we played Alvarez, Paqueta, and Souček in the middle, they were pressing, they were a complete midfield. And when you win the midfield, invariably you win the fucking game. We're sacrificing our midfield for specialists.
Absolutely, we've
completely. We've had Paqueta on the left wing for games as well.
The trouble is to get the best out of Paqueta. If we're gonna put like Nick says, if we're gonna play him in the middle. I mean, do you think maybe? See, when he first come over, a lot of people wasn't sure about his true position. But in Italy, he didn't do very well. They played him out on the right. I think.
Can I just clarify something?
Here's a better one. Hang on, Gary. Here's a better one. Who would you let go, Bowen or Kudus? They're basically the same player. Who would you let go, Bowen or Kudus?
Oh, fuck, oh, one Nick. Bowen's scoring goals up for fun at the moment.
Come on, tell me. Make a decision.
There.
Who would you let go?
I can't answer that one. I'm on the fence for that.
You got to answer it. Come on, answer it.
Gal.
Answer it. Who are you going to let go, Gal? Come on. Come on, Gal. Who are you going to let go?
I can't answer.
You can't answer.
You can't vote it again.
No, listen. The reason why Kudus has not been here long enough yet, has he?
Right,
okay. We're not.
Okay. So you wouldn't. So you let Kudus go for Bowen.
Well, all I'm saying to you is with Paqueta, like in a different team, yes, maybe we will see more from him. But end of the day, to play him in the middle, we need to bring the left side in midfield, don't we? Really, we need to maybe let Benny go and bring someone on the left in, and then you can put Paqueta in the middle, and then you just delete
Kudus or Bowen.
Cool.
Yeah. Let me just say something, Gary, before you answer. Let me just say something. Can I just say something? I'll give you time to think, Gary. Can I just clarify on Paqueta? He's a totally different player to Payet. And I love Paqueta.
Yeah.
I love flair players. He, like the end of last season, the beginning of this season, he was amazing, right? Amazing. Someone just there said he's final bullshit. Oh my God, really? Oh, what game are you watching? He was trying to thread a ball through the eye of the needle yesterday, but
hang on, what about the European Conference pass then? That was a bit of a
won us a cup.
Yeah, of course, yeah. No, all I'm trying to say, I think recently there's been a lot of fans that have been having a little go about Paqueta. Like, he's not
because what happened? Can I tell you why that is? This is like the Rooney for England thing. When you're playing shit, especially Moyes fans, right? When you're playing shit and you're not winning things, they look to the star players and they blame the star players for not winning games single-handedly. So basically, because Paqueta ain't a fucking superhero every single game, that is why Paqueta gets a lot of stick. Because they don't give Souček a lot of stick, even though he does fuck all for 90 minutes, but pops up and bangs one in.
Come on, mate.
I'll give you a stat though, Souček. I heard yesterday, for Southern Country, Souček has scored 9 goals in the last 18 games. That's one guy every 2 games.
I know, but Gary, it doesn't take away. It's a good stat, but it doesn't take away. But you're all about goals. It doesn't take away from. There has to be something that leads up to a goal, Gary.
But goals win games, Nick.
But what I'm saying is, Souček doesn't make these chances. There has to be something to be something that builds in play that creates chances for people like Souček to do fuck all game and score goals.
It was a good goal.
I know, but what I'm trying to... This is the argument, isn't it? This is the argument. The last 2 games, he's won us 4 points. He pops up against Forest and gets the winner. He's done it again yesterday.
Hang on. Who won us the game yesterday? Did Kudus win us the game or Souček?
Well, Kudus won us the game, but Souček got the goals to win us the game. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I admit, listen, I'm not going to stand here and make myself look an idiot and say Souček was great. He wasn't. He was anonymous. But if he's scoring a goal every 2 games, that's a pretty good stat in for a top striker.
Listen, it is a good stat, and I accept. I've said it before. I even made the stupid fucking thing that a lot of people have said about putting Souček up front because, do you know something? What he's good at, he's incredibly clinical in front of goal. If you give him a chance, he's really good. But
Yeah.
You can't. That can't be your only input as a midfielder.
No.
If you've got a striker who only touches, I mean, Haaland sometimes only touches the ball 9 times a game and he scores 2 goals.
That's right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can't have a midfielder that does that. You can't, not really. I mean, because over the course of games, he isn't always going to score. And the disconnects that you get when you put Souček in the 10 between the rest of the team and the attack is vast. You need to have someone in the 10. They're typically a creative player, aren't they, John?
I'd imagine so, yeah, in most teams. I just
Do
think,
you know what I mean?
I just think if it's not rocket science. If Paqueta's our best player, our most technical, gifted player on the ball, we need to put him in the middle of the park so he gets on the fucking ball more, because then you will see his creativity flourish. You know, he's doing okay over on the left. He's doing better than you probably thought he would do, but we get far more out of him playing him in the centre of the park.
He got standard ovarian. He got standard ovarian at Anfield.
The frustrating thing is, of course, you know, if we had another manager in, we might see the best of Paqueta. You know, I might see it go up another level. But I just disagree. I just think when you're talking world class, you're talking Messi, you're talking Ronaldo, you're talking Payet, 2016. I think he's in that level just below that.
But Gary, because can we get to this? Because this is another one of them shows where you've raised my blood pressure again. You always do this. So what I'm going to say to you is I'm going to put this on you. Stop bullshitting, because you're a flip flopper, right? You weren't playing. You weren't playing devil's advocate. So tell us what you really think about David Moyes at the moment. And the way that we're playing. Tell us what you really think about.
I just think what John said. I think it's going to stay at the end of the season. The end of the season, I would like to see us change. We've got good players. We can play progressive football. We showed it against Arsenal, and actually people say that was their weakened team. That was their back four with a goal kick, apart from one change.
Yeah.
And like you said in the end, they brought all their players on, and we beat them.
But then, Gary, that surely you've brought up the Arsenal game. Surely, then that means we should be playing more attacking football, no?
Yes, you should. But all I'm trying to say is, it's all about entertaining football. It's all well and good, and I know it is. But end of the day, all I'm trying to say is, which I'm trying to get over and over again, it is about results. At the end of the day, managers are based on that.
But I think Gary, you're happy as long as we're winning. It don't matter how we play. I think that's basically it.
No, obviously I want to win, of course. I'm thrilled just to get in 2 late goals.
Gary's basically saying what we discussed earlier. He's basically saying it's a results business. That's what he's saying.
Yes, is what you're saying.
Gary, you're an old-time footballer who loves Devonshire and Brooklyn and everyone else. And so how can you say that?
I'm surprised.
Exactly. But Gary, what I'm saying is, it's like, you know, I watched Brooklyn and Devonshire like you did. But like I say, it's You need the other players around him, of course, but they won games for you.
Do you not need a manager that can get the best out of the team now? You know, listen. I think if we had a different manager, I think now, especially the league this year, you look at Villa in the top 4. I think we could easily be there where they are. Exactly.
If not, I think even better. So I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just trying to put the other argument across. You know, you've got to look at things like we were all saying about how great Company is. But Company lost in the game yesterday. He made a change and it lost in the game.
Yes, he has. But
well, you can't argue against that.
You can't argue against it. He's playing with inferior fucking players, Gary. Moyes has spent the 10th most money in world football in the last 3.5 years. Company built a team, a young team, to play a new style to get them up from the Championship, and they have not invested in the Premier League. They've got a Championship team, so you can't make comparisons between Company and Moyes.
What I'm trying to say, what minute did he make that substitution, Company? Was it 75?
He panicked. He did.
So 75. He was 1-0 up. They're looking for their first home points of the season, and he could see that game out. And he's made a mistake. That's all I'm trying to say.
Moyes has made several mistakes. I'll tell you what, he fucks up every game. We start slow. We come out after... How many goals have we conceded after half-time? Because the cunt slips him a fucking... I don't know what he does. A sedative at half-time. They come out like they're sleepwalking. We've conceded so many goals after half-time. He fucks up every game, and then he relies on the vast array of 50, 40, 30 million pound players we've got to dig him out of shit.
I agree with that. I agree with that comment. Yeah.
But the Souček one goal.
So, well, what I would do. Kudu sent. I thought you said something else. Prime actually.
No, that was someone that was before.
So Gary, Gary from Romford, before you go, kudos or Bowen?
Yeah.
Oh, Gary, I'm fucking on fire now. I'm burning up.
Used to won't be meeting down those North London nurses anytime soon, will you?
I'll probably stick with Bowen at the moment because of the amount of goals he's scoring. But Kudos has probably got the more potential to be a better player overall.
Yes.
So you've got the potential to flip-flop, Gal.
No, definitely not a flip-flop. All I'm trying to do tonight, you're all aligned fairly similar, you know, like to your views. I'm just trying to come on. I'm sitting listening to it all. No,
yeah, of course.
And
yeah.
No, Gary.
I love a difference in opinion. I love a difference in opinion, and he's thankful. But next time you do it, come with a sensible one. I'm only joking.
Gary, can I just say?
Fans are like, Nick. You're not Tottenham fans alike.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I do think.
They will soon turn if I lose a few more games.
Listen, Gary. Listen. Unfortunately, I live in fucking Enfield. I know quite a few Tottenham fans, and the ones that I know that are season ticket holders, they literally absolutely adore this guy. Even after this, they adore him, and they said it's the first time in 3 years they've enjoyed watching their team play.
I think what you've got to remember.
That's why, Nick. They've had Conte and Mourinho. They've had them two managers, which have been quite defensive managers. That's why they're starting the other way now. We'll be the same, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll be the same now. Yeah.
Right. The thing is with him is that it's nowhere near his squad yet, is it? It's nowhere near his team yet. You know, he's picked up the remnants of what was left behind pretty much. I think if you take it upon that, if you give him a few winders, then he has potential to do really well with them, doesn't he? Really well.
He does. Well, Gary, I'm going to apologise for being very heavy-handed. I'm very sensitive today. But yeah, no, it was.
Hang on. Right, I don't want to respond to this, Gary. I just want to give you an example. If Moyes was managing the 1980 team, right, he'd put he'd drop David Cross, right, or when David Cross got injured, right, what he'd do is he'd put Alan Devonshire up front to play as a striker. He'd move Trevor Brooking out left to store him out there, and he put Billy Bonds as a number 10. That's the equivalent of what Moyes is doing at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he actually
that's why I was a better manager. That's why I was a better manager.
But I'm not being funny. This argument of David Moyes being our best manager. I know people refer to stats because it's all about numbers nowadays, and they go back to this. And he won us a. I am sorry, right? But you look at Redknapp now. For a start, Redknapp managed almost 100 more games in the top flight than what Moyes did, and the actual win ratio is comparable. You're talking minimal fucking differences there, right? What Redknapp did is he brought through youth players. He brought through he provided entertainment, and he also provided the same sort of thing. Yeah, fair enough. He didn't win a cup that didn't exist when he was managing, which is not something that you can fucking use against any manager in the past, because it is a 7th place cup that didn't exist before. You can literally get in a European competition against the shit of Europe. No. But what I mean is, John, you can't use that against other managers that have come before.
One of my favourite Trevor.
Is what I'm trying to say.
All I say to you is also, you know, apart from the social media like channels like ourselves we're on, a lot of not all West Ham fans do watch this channel, and you know, they think what the hell it's all about.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, I heard Alan Shearer the other week, and going outside the West Ham bubble, outside of the club, whenever this thing gets brought up about this conversation we're having about Moyes and about the fans, do you understand why they're turning on him? And they asked Alan Shearer, and he said, no, it's absolute rubbish. So, you know,
Yeah, we have, but you're talking about pundits like fucking idiots like that who don't watch the fucking team, our team, like that wanker Simon Jordan, who says the same thing on loop every week, and Martin O'Neill. They don't watch us week in, week out. They have no fucking clue. And like I've said before so many times, you do the West Ham way, but you should know what the West Ham way is, Gary. It's all about going. Yeah, I know.
Bring a sub on. Come on.
Oh,
45 minutes. Come on.
Go on, Gary. Thank you very much. Anyway.
All right, let's take it easy. Great show.
Cheers, mate.
See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye, mate.
Oh, I need to go and have a shit now.
I reckon he changed his opinion just so he could stay on London.
Right, this is young Alfie. If he's still awake.
West Ham
No, the other Alfie.
Oh. Only joking, Alfie online. In the bed.
Right, these might not be available now. There was quite a few, so I'm sorry all the ones calls I missed, but
Yeah, we got to keep an eye on the timer next time. That one ran away, didn't it? It was like went on for over half hour.
He fucking really got me going. He did there.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing. He did it so he could stay on longer.
I thought John was the timing police.
No,
Right.
everything. What's Mickey doing there? Mickey's sitting there looking all pretty. He should have done.
Right, if anyone wants to phone him, we'll take one more call before we wrap up.
I enjoyed watching, listening to it.
I'm scared to put my number up again.
Pop Robson was ahead of his time. You know, what a fantastic finisher, early finisher. Got the ball. Before the defender could react, he could do all sorts. He could do every type of finish as well. And
do you know the thing is as well, right? You know what he was going on about like Paqueta and Payet and all that. It's like I love Antonio. I love Antonio, right? But just because he's our top Premier League goal scorer, don't make him the best striker we've ever had, does it?
No, it doesn't. No.
This is what I mean. The stats that people come out with.
I love Antonio, of course I do. But he's not the best striker we've ever had. Just because
I was saying last time, stats are just so deceiving. I don't like stats. Stats you can manipulate to suit whatever you want to argue. Really,
but yeah.
I think a lot of people. I think that's part of the problem. I do think people are absolutely obsessed with stats, and I blame Sky and I blame all these bloody computer games like XPG and stats and all that. It's overkill, and people get obsessed with it. I don't give a fuck about stats.
Nah,
no. But look, listen, all of us. I think it goes back to what Craig Bellamy said on that interview, and I think that was one of the best interviews I've seen from an ex-West Ham player. And he said that West Ham fans are probably among the most intelligent fans out there. And what he meant by that was, you know what, we actually judge a game. You know, we're not all experts, but we know what we're watching. We know what we're watching. And you use the eye test. And, you know, you will get two West Ham fans in the room, they'll disagree. But we know what we're watching. We know when we see heart. We know when we see a good player. And the thing is, honestly, I can't. It's like the whole demographic of the West Ham fan is changing now. It's like they're selling their fucking soul to the devil. And I said it earlier on. I do honestly think that a lot of people now, and I don't want to generalise, but a lot of people do think that Moyes equals trophies now. And I think there's going to be an awful lot of disappointed fucking people. Because
I think they expect it.
I think they expect it from him now. I think they will accept this shit now, which is what it is, because they think it's going to equate to a trophy at the end of the season. That's what they think now.
It's a result-based business.
And you need it. And Moyes needs it. You know, a lot of managers don't. They don't need cup wins. But my God, for instance, David Moyes, he would have been fucking history if not for that moment of brilliance in Prague. He would have been gone.
I'm not sure he would have.
No,
you know,
I think
8 out of 10 stats are meaningless. You know that.
It'd have been gone. But
what does expected goals even mean? If you haven't fucking scored, who cares what was expected? I don't get it. Who makes up this shit?
Well, they use it, I think, typically for betting, don't they? I mean, I don't think it's.
Yeah, but why is it becoming to the public domain? I don't even fucking bet, and I know about it. I don't give a shit.
Because, like I said, it suits your narrative. If people want to use it to suit their own narrative, they will.
I'll tell you what, before we go,
we know
I'm going to ask a question in the chat.
Don't worry about that.
I'm going to ask a question in the chat, and it's based on what we spoke about earlier on, and it is results-based business. Now, let me give you this complete. But let me give you this completely bullshit scenario, which is ignore the fact that we had a 35-game relegation battle last season. Let's just say that playing the way that we play at the moment guarantees you top 10 every year. So playing this way guarantees you top 10. So, you know, you're always going to be safe. You're always going to be in the middle. I want to know how many people think that's acceptable. Now, people talk about stability, this, that, the other. I'm going to go to Gary first. You tell me what your thoughts are on that.
Sorry, on the business versus the football?
Business versus the football. If it guaranteed you top 10 every year, the football's shit, but the results are going to be there. It's a results-based business.
Honestly, if I had to watch this football for the rest of my fucking every year, get a season ticket. If I had to watch this football and we were guaranteed top 10 every year, I would give up going. This ain't for me.
Okay, John.
I'm not sure I could ever give up going, but I sort of get Gary's narrative there.
I was saying it's hypothetical, right?
No, I know. Yeah. I know what you mean. It does get you down, and you think, "Fucking hell." Of course, for me, it's. I wouldn't say entertainment, but just give it a go. I don't care about. I I don't. It's not business for me. No, it's football over business. I don't care about the business side of things
every time.
I don't give a fuck how much we spend on players. I don't give a fuck how much we sell a player for, buy a player for. I don't care about the money of the club. I know we should because it's the stability side of things. But as a fan, that's not important to you, is it?
I think Marmite did win, didn't it? Marmite won, didn't it? It is Marmite, Sufal, yeah?
Marmite,
yeah.
So
I agree with what John just
said. Alfie, West Ham Online, is it Alfie, isn't it his name? He
Yeah.
said that XG was the statistic that Brentford signed Ivan Toney. What?
Well,
So
I'm sure
not
I'm sure
how
there
many
were
goals
more.
he scored. They look at how many goals he nearly scored.
I'm sure there's more to their player selection algorithm than just XG, because otherwise everyone would be doing it, wouldn't they, Alfie?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Alfie
I'll tell you what,
right.
it's very simple. I've given a poll in the chat. The poll is results based. All that matters.
Goal was
And the West Ham way.
XG.
Have your chat, because have your say. What would you what means more to you? And like I say, the West Ham way, a lot of people scoff at that. And what pisses me off, people criticise Sam Allardyce for cupping his ear and mugging all the fans off for scoffing for fans that booed the team off when we beat Hull. And do you know what? The West Ham way is all about fucking guts, going out there, having a go, and entertaining. Back to what Micky said earlier on. Go on, girl.
I just love that, everything we've said on this show tonight is all they do is go back to the same old arguments. It's our second best start of the season since 84, 85, 2020. We've played 3 promoted teams. We've played 3 strugglers. We've only played 3 of the top 6, right? It's not been an outstanding start. You can't dress it up.
Yeah,
We've got eyes.
This is true. Hang on, West Ham. Yeah, I did that. The field tilt because basically, if you explore field tilt, do you know what that is? Field tilt. I did this to piss people off that use stats like XG and stuff. What field tilt is the amount of time you spend in the opposition third with the ball. It's actually quite a good one. But people don't like that. They call that bullshit because we're at the bottom of virtually every fucking field
so
tilt
of course
stat.
they bullshit it, don't they?
Yeah.
Of course they bullshit it. Yeah. Anything that's honestly,
I know.
That's why the Moyes in lot yesterday. That's why they were having a pop at Mabama before the goal, right? Because they knew Moyes didn't want to play him. They know what's been going on with all that, so they instantly take a dislike to one of our own players.
But that's why, again, at the Moyes in lot, coming back, you see it on social media all the time about it's a results-based business because that's what they've got. That's all they've got now. Like they can't even argue about when they say, "Would you rather play attacking than lose?" It's been flawed. It's shit.
Yeah. I agree. And this here, about 20 points halfway safety, bang on, mate. And when we reach safety, I hope any time after that is the time Moyes goes.
I think. Look, listen. I'm the same as everyone else. I know people fucking crow on about the fact that I want us to fucking lose to win. No, I don't. When it comes to a match day, if you'd have heard me after that game yesterday, when we played, I can't fucking, I can't stand it. There are instances. I will be honest.
That's what it is.
And I'll hold my hands up. There's instances where retrospectively I will look back and go, do you know what? Maybe I kind of wish we lost that game. For instance, Aston Villa, the Gerrard, the sack derby. That one there. Who was a real losers there?
Yeah.
No, I'm not having that. I still don't. I can't go with that. I know what you mean. I get what you're saying.
I mean, looking back at it now,
no, I know.
I think,
I know.
You know, who was the real losers in that one?
Well,
I know.
Yeah, true.
I know.
Yeah, look, I mean, going back to that thing earlier, the reason I say that is I'd probably give up if I knew that that's what it was going to be like for all time, right? And it's a bit of a long fucking winded hypothetical, so clearly I don't mean it, right? Yeah. But if I knew that for a fact, of course I'd stop going because I need excitement, and something's got to be happening on the pitch over there. And this season and last season, some of those games have been dreadful.
Oh, it's just shit to watch. And the thing is, it goes back to what Ryan said earlier on. He hit the nail on the head. And this is what people go. They're going about entitlement and this, that, the other. Entitlement. No,
it ain't entitlement.
It ain't no. What I mean is, it ain't delusion. It's the fact that we have in our hands for a very short period. I think players like that. Kudu, all of these players, these wonderful players that I would love to see us make the best of. I want to see them unleashed. I want to see them play football. That's why I'm getting so frustrated. That's why most people are getting frustrated. If we were Sheffield United, we wouldn't.
Well played, Mikey.
What's this?
Yeah. He'd rather stick a George Foreman grilling machine up his ass sideways than put up with that shit.
Exactly. And do you know what? But you know what? Right, we've got 100, and this goes to show you that there is balanced people that watch this show. There is, because only 110 people have voted. Bear in mind, but you know what? Only 80% have said the West Ham way. There's still over 20 people out of those that have voted that have said no. Results are all that matters.
And what if it gives you Europe every year? What if it gives you this thing here? What if it gives you Europe every year? I could never get into the frame of mind that Arsenal people were in when they're saying we're just getting knocked out of the Champions League, every year, but they were in it, right? Well, it's just games then, isn't it? It's just more games, and at least Arsenal was good to watch at the time, right? So they were entertaining. If you're going to say I've got to put up with even more games to watch like that, I mean, that ain't doing it for me.
I think it is safe to say, though, would you not say, and this isn't criticising, again, it's not criticising fans, it's an observation. This has been in a West Ham fan base for an awful long time. I am an old school fan, whether people that want to admit that or not. All of us are, because my principles remain. And when Sam Allardyce was here, and even the likes of Nigel, who basically, blow smoke up fucking David Moyes' arse for a hobby, he literally hated Sam Allardyce. He hated him, couldn't stand him. He followed him around Allgate one-way system. We booed a team off for winning. We literally a full blanket boo.
And we were absolutely right to do that.
In the stadium.
Absolutely right to do that.
But you know what? The West Ham fan base has changed. It's changed.
Well, yeah, based on a couple of seasons in Europe and a cup win, apparently that is the only way to play football now, because it's been proven.
Yeah.
The only cup we've ever won.
Hang on a minute. We've got players like Kudu and Paqueta because Moyes put us on the map. Would you say that Kudu and Paqueta are better than Payet?
Do you reckon Kudu joined us because of Moyes?
Yeah, but
was he attracted to his brand of football?
Hang on a minute. Gordon Buchanan, is Kudu and Paqueta better than Moyes because better than Payet? Because Payet was here before David Moyes was.
Yeah.
Is it? Are they?
He's
better?
going to say yes. He's going to say yes, right?
Yeah. No, I know.
Right.
It's like we've never had great players before. The difference is the great players looked great when we had them before because you played to their strengths.
Mandy G, I would rather see exciting edge of seat football over beating an airport in Europe. Absolutely. Well said.
Yeah.
What's it like beating the airport in Europe? We can beat the airports in Europe and play good, don't they?
Yeah.
Should be able to. Yeah. I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up on that.
Yeah, I'm knackered as well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what's going on?
let's go down to the bottom. John, you gave up comments halfway through. This is ridiculous.
You just took over. You started clicking it, so I didn't bother anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you can leave.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Right. So, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for joining. Had quite a lot of people in here tonight.
Yeah, it's been good.
We don't know what news is going to be this week. We'll see. We got Bakatopola. Have we got him on Thursday?
Yeah.
Right. Bakatopola away on Thursday.
Frank.
And when we're playing Palace, is it Sunday then?
My big boy.
Yeah.
Sunday at home at the El Stadio Londinio on Sunday. And hopefully there'll be some good things to talk about. Hopefully we'll beat Bakatopola like we should. Hopefully we'll beat Palace like we should. And then we'll be sitting there nice and comfortable.
Yeah.
And everything's good, right? So yeah, I think I might go to the Palace game. I might turn up on like the 75th minute or so.
We'll just wait until we go. Just stay in the pub until we start losing. Stay in the pub until we start losing, then go in.
I might enjoy it more then.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody. Have a good week, and we'll see you a few times in the week. See you soon. Thanks, Micky. Thanks, John. Thanks, Nick. Come on, you irons.
Go on, you
Come
irons.
on, you irons. Shall I put the video on?
Tonight, I'm too tired.
The old lightsaber.
What's he say?